There it goes. Woof. They did a change on the dashboard. And I was like, whoa, the studio had a little change. And I hit it. And when I hit it, it did some weird stuff saying, connect your software. It's like, you already said it was. How's it going? Jay Watterson, what's up? Let me know if the sound is good because I had 2 power outages. Everything was down. So, give me thumbs up or down if it's working. Hey, Joel Andrew, what's up? Looks and sounds good. Amazing. We'll see what happens when I try to play something. All right, guys. I told you I was going to be on. Sorry it wasn't 10. You know me. Gotta be late fashionably. Well, I'm not sure if this is fashionable. Did wear, kind of sticking with, it's only a little after the 4th of July, so hat my wife got for me in Washington, D.C. when she did a family trip just recently. Kind of a, just their family, kind of a little, getting older, let's relive the nostalgia, brother, sister, father, mother, father. So, yeah, sticking with a little Washington, D.C. action here. It's a hell of a nice hat, embroidered, dang. So I told you I'd be on. Sorry, guys, I didn't quite make 10. I'm on. I haven't even done my breathing treatments yet, and I'm caffeinated, dude. This lime pop drop, good. Oh, I could just mainline that. So, how you guys doing? Nice to see you again. Appreciate you guys watching my insanity from the garage stream today. Much appreciated. I didn't know how that was going to work out or what it was going to be. I will say it's something a lot of people don't understand. Just to be able to come on and live stream it does take a certain type of crazy person. Not everybody can do it. Like not everybody can sit there and edit videos and do it that way. Takes a person sometimes to do each of them. I'm glad you're on. I'm bored as F and can't sleep. Wow. So you're gonna come on here if you're bored. I should put vodka in this if you're gonna be hoping to be entertained. All right. But we are gonna talk about a few things. Yes, we are gonna talk about Mitch McConnell, the turtle, possibly being brain dead. Look at a few reactions from, the usual suspects on the left. And their hypocrisy, whatever. It's not hypocrisy. They don't care. They have no true beliefs except what gives them power in the moment. It's not hypocrisy. We're going to talk about Mitch McConnell's wife maybe running over to China, and I'm sure Jay Watterson already has her tracked over there. And then we are going to talk about Spencer Pratt just openly. Oh, he owned. His video. Oh, we'll get there. It was epic. LA, you were screwed out of this guy. This guy should have been your mayor. And how many of you in LA are okay with that? Really? I'll have to say about that. And then we're going to react to a video I watched a while back. This is a channel I watch a good amount. Very good educational little videos teaching about some of the solar system. This one, though, they wrote a script for this that was worthy of writing a script. Got in a lot of puns and jokes. Yep, we're going to talk about, dun dun dun, Uranus. You'll like it. This channel is educational and has epic jokes and code switching in it. So we'll go into that. So, Andrew, thank you for, hopefully I can entertain you a little. Thanks for coming on, man. This is late for you. Doom scrolling. Well, let's hope to have a little bit of doom and gloom, but also a little ha-ha. All right, so let's see here. All right, so let's go into it. And like I said, I don't know everything. You know what I was doing today? I was trying to pay attention to this stuff and also working on a truck. Those of you watch me working my old 07 Avalanche, thanks for stopping in. All right, let me shrink me down to size. Boom. Hey, am I impressed? My hotkey still works. I'll put me over here for now. Boom. All right. Trump confidant, this is from the Daily Beast, makes jaw-dropping claim about McConnell's state. Or lack of. Laura Loomer. Come on, everybody. Laura Loomer, I'll tell you what, no matter what you think of that lady, She seems to really be right. Hey, hella way too much. Her I was right jar is filling up faster than Alex Jones these days. So, yeah. Oof. That's something. Laura Loomer nicknamed Trump's loyalty enforcer. I'll tell you what, I'm not sure I'd want to be on the wrong side of that girl. You can get loomered, I think they call it. I just think I'd like to stay on her good side. She worried. I would rather stay on her good side more than I would the good side of Keno Casino. There you go, Jay Watterson. So yeah, woof. She's a little demon. It says the former Republican Senate Majority Leader won't be returning to Congress. Now, we all know, as we discussed earlier, Mitch McConnell, he'll be talking and just freeze. And then somebody will reboot him and he'll start going again. He's disappeared from Congress for a while, and wow. So Laura Loomer comes out and says that Mitch McConnell is brain dead. He's in the hospital and brain dead, will not be returning to Congress. We talked about this today, so we won't spend tons of time on this, but I will want to hear your conspiracy theories about his wife. A right-wing political activist with close ties to Donald Trump, blah, 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 blah. The bombshell claim by online influencer Laura Loomer came after days of speculation swirling around the 84-year-old Kentucky senator's ailing health. Sorry, I'm being stalked. There's a cat war going on down here. Jax and Pepper are circling like sharks, so I don't know what's going to happen. Now, here's the first problem, guys. 84-year-old. It's time that maybe we should have a cap. 80 years old. I think 80 years old is enough. We'll if you're able to talk better than me, if you can pass cognition tests, everything else, fine. We'll let you stay until 80. But 84, 89, 90, no. I'm even thinking maybe 75. I don't know. 84-year-old Kentucky senator is ailing health. Well, he's had ailing health for years. McConnell suffered a heart attack on June 14th. This is beyond all the Dane Bramage we've seen in this guy. Yes, I said it that way on purpose. All the Dane Bramage we've seen from this guy over the last few years. Locking up, freezing up, falling down. Yeah, he hasn't been right. But we are supposed to trust this person to deal with our tax dollars, the safety of our families, our nation, and everything else. Now, I will say, a lot of people don't like him. I have my problems with him, but we do not. And I actually heard a little bit of Filibonte talking about it earlier tonight. I agree with him that we would not have the Supreme Court we have right now if not for Mitch McConnell. Because Mitch McConnell held up some horrible people that were going to get on that Supreme Court. He held it up. We would not have even as good a Supreme Court as we have now, and I don't even like half of them. I think it's one or two of them are traitors. A couple others are retards. I can say that now. I've been on long enough. And a couple others are just corrupt. So pick your strength on that one. But it's probably a much better Supreme Court than we would have had without him. So, yeah. Oof. McConnell suffered a heart attack. And aides have refused to provide details about his condition other than insisting he was recovering in the hospital. Now, he's been out for a long time. How long do we let these guys not come to work? This is running a nation. This isn't like, managing the squishy machine at the Quickie Mart. This is nuts that these guys can be missing for months. There are other Congress critters missing. There's a couple I think we talked about in the stream a little over a month ago. There's a whole a bunch of channels who are doing watches on some of these people. Where are these people? We haven't even seen them for 40 days. They're posting new pictures on their websites and X accounts and everything. And then people are calling out going, those are old pictures from last year. What's going on? They haven't been in Congress voting. Where are these people and why are we not booting them? And they're not telling anything. I don't like it. When they don't tell you anything, something's a little squirrely. High-level source close to the White House tells me Mitch McConnell is officially brain dead. He's not coming back. And I'm going to say it again. Like her or not, Laura Loomer is usually really good with her sources. So, oh crap. So, we already know the Trump loyalty first, blah, blah, blah. You can repeat that as much as you want. So, I don't know. I mean, I can read about what she says here, but I'm just going to ask, what do you guys think? Do you think Mitch McConnell is going to come back? Do you think that Laura Loomer is right and that he is Dane bred? Yeah, I'm going to be putting those little puns in all night, trying to warm you up for talking about Uranus. Sorry, I hear a noise. Must be Jaxie sleeping on the other side of the couch now. The cat stopped playing. So let me check here. Aren't they keeping him alive to stop someone taking their place? Possibly. I will say in Kentucky, though, wouldn't it be a good chance that they would replace with another Republican? Isn't it? In Kentucky? Because isn't that where Rand Paul is from also? I mean, Rand Paul and I can have some issues at times, but he's pretty solid. Now, Jay Watterson, I think it wasn't it you, bud, that said maybe if Mitch McConnell goes, we could see Massey come back in and try to take his position. And I know you guys have seen me go off about Massey at times. I think he's not one of the most horrible Congress critters out there, but Massey made a mistake. Massey looked at his constituents, how they voted, and said, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to vote what I feel and not listen to you. Massey would still be there if he listened to his constituents. That's his job. That is his job. When I run a business, one of my techs tells me something, I will go, okay, here's what you're going to do. And if he goes, nah, I'm going to do the opposite, I would fire him. That's what happened. But that said, do I think Massey would be an improvement over McConnell? Yes. I would love to see Massey there instead of McConnell. And I would hope Massey has learned. He's a bright man, but you don't get to tell your constituents who vote for you, nah, not going to do it. So we'll see. Let me see here. Remember, it was Loomer who found the receipt that showed Stephen Paddock ordered room service for 2 on the day he allegedly did the 2017 Vegas shooting. Yeah? Now, dude, god dang, dude. You are friggin' Groundhog Day. That is one I did not remember. Until, wow. You're giving me flashbacks, dude. So, yeah. Dude, yeah, but wow. Sometimes you scare me, man. But yeah, she has come up with so much over the years. And like I said, I would rather have the casino guys come after me than Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer's scary. And her ability to find stuff, to come up with these facts, how many times has she been proven wrong? It is super rare. I'm sorry, my voice is a little iffed from the live stream earlier. Plus, I had to talk to 2 doctors about my dad. I mean, I'm back. Skip the age limit. There should be term limits. 100%. But I'm just saying, if we can't get term limits, at least get some age limits. Let's try for one. One of them. Oh, I know something else we're going to talk about. Well, we'll see. I got a note about talking about something else. We'll see. See how much the voice holds out. Excuse me. I'm going to get away from the mic before I do that. Our Andrew's going to be like, well, thanks, dude. I'm not going to sleep now. But no, Joel, I agree. In a fair world, we'd have term limits. Massey might run in a special election for an empty seat. Yeah. And I will say it. I mean, Jay Watterson and other people in the chat, we've had disagreements about Massey. But I'm right. Massey looked at his constituents. His bosses said, not going to do that. Do what I want. And I will say, as bright as he is, that is the height of arrogance. To tell the people, you work for the people, nah. We know you voted for Trump to do this. Nah. So let's hope his arrogance is tamped down a little. And I think he'd be an improvement. Now let me know in the chat. What do you guys think? Do you guys honestly think that Massey would Yes or not? No. Would Massey be an improvement over McConnell? I say yes. But, part two of the question, do you think Massey has learned not to look at his constituents and go, we'll see. Swamp Rat, what is up? Need to kick Thune out. Dude, you know what amazes me sometimes? When some of you guys in other countries know as much as we do, or almost as much about some of the stuff going on in our politics. I know a lot of people say, America, you got to know it because it's important right now. We're that 500-pound gorilla in the room. But yeah, Thune, I would love to see Thune go away. But, all right. I set the latency really low on this, so hopefully it's not too far behind. Let me check Grumble. I haven't checked Grumble. I'm sorry to any grumblers that might be there. Ooh, there is one or two grumblers over there. How you doing, grumblers? You feel free to chat or head on over to the Lion's Den on YouTube chat and feel free to hop in. Or just thanks for stopping in. All right. Yeah, Thune needs to go. Now, this is over on X, the disrespected trucker. And I do agree here. It just baffles me that Americans sit back and do nothing. Yeah. Mitch McConnell is brain dead and still a senator. Feinstein was sitting in front of us we all saw it, where she couldn't even talk, and her handler is telling her how to vote. We all know Joe Biden was not the president. He was saved by the Easter Bunny. He stood like Cornholio on CNN's town hall. He pooped himself in the Vatican. He pooped himself at Buckingham Palace. No way was that man president. Everybody lied, trying to cover up. Yet now they want to say, oh my God, Trump is mental. Oh, F you. But this guy is not wrong here. Tim Walz allowed massive fraud. I'm not saying allowed. I'm going to say Tim Walz helped it. Tim Walz was involved in it. So was probably most of his party, because almost all the money always went to Democrats. Allowed massive frauds and illegal immigration. He's still the governor. Yeah, what happened there? Nick Shirley did all the work. And this is one problem I have with Trump. Where is the jail time for this a-hole? Gavin Newsom committed fraud. They are going after him maybe for that. And allowed massive illegal immigration. He's still the governor. But it's also his wife and him did some illegal stuff. We've literally watched treason happen in real time and not a damn thing gets done about it. Nobody's coming to save us. When will enough be enough? And I am reposting that. It is a good point. It's a good point. That's my biggest problem, including, okay, the mass deportations. I'm sorry, we're not getting them. And to people who do say, oh my God, people who want to leave Trump. I'm not leaving Trump. But I can still be pissed. Because if we aren't pissed at him about stuff we aren't getting, or that he said he'd do, and does the opposite or something, or doesn't get it done, we can still be pissed, or else we prove the left right and we're in a cult. I can still think he's the best president in my lifetime. Shows you how crappy all the others were. Without kissing his butt. I can still go, where's my mass deportations? Why aren't you going after the banks? Why aren't you going after the people who rent to them? Why aren't you going after the employers? And just about anything else. Where are the arrests? Now, I do have to temper myself, my own idioticness, my own stupidity, because I realize Trump and his people are, this. Something the size of my fist inside a pool of shit, a hive of scum and villainy, to quote Obi-Wan Kenobi. Him and his people are swimming in a whole city of scum and villainy that's been built up, for decade upon decade. And he is just trying to wade through all that shit and get something done. So even I have to pay attention to my own disappointments. But when are we going to see stuff? It is tough. Now, I am hoping, here everybody, grab your can of hopium. This is hopium. Take a drink. I am hoping if Trump holds the midterms, that he knows he has 2 years to go scorched earth and set his legacy in stone. That's what we can hope for. Yes, it's hopium, but I'll rather drink the hopium than automatically black pill. Black pill is just too depressing and not worth it at the moment. There are people in the GOP. Okay, yep, yeah. Yeah, see, Andrew, I agree. I think he would be a definite update. I think if Massey has learned, he'll be an update. There are people in the GOP totally fine with McConnell holding office. Oh, dude. Yeah, dude, I know that. And you won't hear me defend him. I understand in a world of politics. Anybody that's watched Game of Thrones for a while, you understand politics. Or watch House of Cards. If you watch and see how politics really works, sometimes you got to do nasty shit or you're going to get your behind kicked. I get it. Do I like it? No. Politics is a dirty thing. I don't know if I could ever be a politician because I don't know if I could do stuff like that. The problem is sometimes if you don't, let's say McConnell's seat had to be kept no matter what, or Democrats would win and decimate this country. Would you let his brain dead corpse laying in that dang hospital room keep his seat? Would you fight for that? Going, he'll be back. Even though you know he won't, but you know the person that's going to get that seat as soon as he backs down. 100% you know this. Hypotheticals. You know, that's all that. You know 100% if they remove McConnell, it will be a far, far lefty. Let's say a Mamdani communist gets it. And they will, with that seat, be able to take over the country. Would you then go, well, you know what? Gonna have to let it happen. I don't know. I don't like the dishonesty and the BS of it. But if I know it's going to decimate the country, possibly, yeah, I might let him do it. Are we at that point? No. They could get somebody else in there, and whether it's Massey or somebody else, I'm pretty sure Kentucky would have another at least moderate Republican or conservative in that seat. So I don't think there's any reason for them to be fighting to keep him. So yeah. But Democrats do it too. I mean, how do you think they got Joe Biden in there? They were okay with putting weekend Biden in there. You know, a corpse in there. A guy who poops himself, froze up, locked up, fell down, did rocket launcher cornholio on TV. They drugged him, shoved him out there, and they did that. They did that with a president. They knew what he was. So did his turdball wife, my opinion. So will they do it to McConnell? Yeah, probably. Do I like it? No. Do I understand the dirty game of politics? Yeah, which I don't think I could be one. And I know I'm giving you a hypothetical with that. But I don't think they're at the point where they should be backing it. They should still be going. They should be putting feelers out going, who are we going to fill it next? Who's next? Who are we going to bring in? Come on, Kentucky. Who you got for us? What do you got? Massey, you're bored? Come here, bud. Come here. Come on, bud. We're going to give you another chance, friend. Come on, give us a hug. Come back into the fold. Give us a hug. No, you don't have to like Trump anymore. Then you already do, you know. Just come back in. You going to listen to your peeps this time? Are you? Okay, come on in, Thomas. I'll do that. Or just who else? Han Solo shot first. 100%. 100%. Yep. Han Solo, that, you're gonna do it to me, man. Drag me off the course. Because I could go into a talk about how making Han Solo shoot second screwed up his whole arc. His whole arc of who he became. Oh, he was always a little bit of a knight. No, he was a rogue. He shot first. He was a jackass, a dick, very amoral. Became amazing. This little segue was sponsored by Andrew. Well, it was McConnell who refused to have confirmation. Yeah, Merrick Garland's the one I was talking about. If Merrick Garland had been put in there, oh my God. And then if we got a Ketanji Brown a retard Brown Jackson. And then we got Sotomayor and the other chick, the biggest disappointment ever in the Supreme Court of anybody in my lifetime. I think for any Democrat that's disappointed with a Democrat Supreme Court justice, any Republican that's been so disappointed with a Supreme Court justice, that chick, she's horrid. She's number one. But yeah, McConnell, once again, you can look at McConnell for bad stuff. I've been all over him like white on rice for years about some of the bad stuff and laziness and his lack of balls at other times to actually do something. But yeah, he stopped Merrick Garland. And imagine today's Supreme Court. Let's say you remove, pick your, pick Alito. Let's say Alito was gone. He had Garland in there instead. Oh, cripes. We would be in trouble. But reactions, we have other reactions to McConnell. Real Housewife of Michigan. Michigan. Land of governors who kill COVID patients. My opinion. And the new home in America of Islam. Pay attention, people. The UK is only 20 to 40 years ahead of us. This is how this crap started there. And I'm sorry, yes, not all religions are, they don't match up well to our country, our culture, our way of life. And if it doesn't match, bye-bye. Oh, you're so bad. Fine. Bye-bye. But Real Housewife of Michigan, it's ironic that many of the same Republicans who are the loudest about President Biden being unfit to hold office seem perfectly comfortable with Senator Mitch McConnell remaining in office and are not asking questions despite ongoing public concerns about his health. This is retarded. This is not the same. He's been missing for 20 days. As bad as that is, fine. Real Housewife of Michigan, I'm betting you're one of the many, many retards on the left who fought like hell. Biden's fine, he's doing handstands. When everybody, including Jax, my cat, looked at Biden and went, dude, that dude's not right. So don't you dare compare Mitch McConnell and missing 22 days with the 4 years in office and the whole year of campaigning. 5 years of fraud you leftards threw onto this country and the world. Didn't just affect America. This affected Afghanistan, the Middle East, UK, Russia, China, everybody. You threw a total empty suit into the presidency, had people signing stuff in his name that he didn't do. Don't you dare compare this to the McConnell thing. It is not close. As I keep telling some morons I argue with on X and Facebook, you are comparing apples to Hondas. Yeah. That's how far apart that is. Right now some lefties go, well, yeah, I was wrong about Biden. I shouldn't have done that. Or we shouldn't have done that. Or those lefties shouldn't have done that. Screw you. You don't get to lie to us for 5 years. It was not gaslighting. It was lying. And then bitch about McConnell. Screw every one of these people who do that. You do not get to talk. Once again, she proves my point. Leftist has no true beliefs except what gives them the power in the moment. They stood up for Graham Plattner until recently when the polls hit so bad and finally the woman comes out and says, he diddled me against my will. The Nazi tattoo wasn't enough to do it. Calling Trump and Trump supporters Nazis all the time. But a dude that has a literal Nazi tattoo who's a history buff, that's fine. But as soon as, crap. So he has the Nazi tattoo and he has diddled a woman against her will. Oh, we don't want to do this, but we've laid out that we have to believe all women. Crap. The Nazi tattoo, we could be going, it's okay, bud. We're kind of secret undercover Nazis ourselves, so it's all good. Just next time, don't put it in the open. Maybe just keep it on the inside. Hate them blacks and Jews on the inside, bud. Do that. Don't let it out of the bag. Ah, crap. But you diddled a woman, and we've set so much of our platform on you gotta believe all women. We tried to take down a Supreme Court nominee because believe all women if they're retarded. And we went after Trump with a psycho lady with a cat named Vagina because we had to believe all women's. Oh, crap. Even the left couldn't get over that hurdle over their own BS. Not hypocrisy. I can't say that. So, yeah, what a bunch of retards. I'm not even sure I want to click on that and see any of the comments. If you want me to click on it and we see what anybody commented, tell me in the chat. Nazi tattoo okay for lefties. You know, they call you Nazi is a bad thing. But gotta believe them women. God, you got hung by your own petard again, boys. God, lefties, you just walk into that 20-acre field and find the one rake all the time. If the rumors are true and Mitch McConnell is incapacitated or cognitively impaired, actually, I'd say half of Congress is cognitively impaired. I know Tim Pool would argue with me. They are very smart people. No, some of them are retards. Some of them are put up there by people behind them that actually want to use them as figureheads. Because I know they'll play games or play ball or give money or whatever else. The American people deserve full transparency. Good luck. He should step aside immediately so Kentucky select a replacement who can actually serve. She's not out of line. I kept this one here because it's short and to the point. Mitch McConnell has been brain dead for a decade, let's be real. I don't know anything about this chick, but she may not be too far off the beam on this one. If not brain dead, he's been a little addled. Once again, if you go back and watch the video where he's talking and just locks. I mean, he locked. You can see him gripping that podium, and he locked. Then it's like somebody, oh, shit, reach around the back, hit the reset button. Beak, and he's like, whoa, starts going again. It's like, whoa. Whoa. I'll check the chat just like, this is one more I wanted to look at. Time in federal government. Alexander Hamilton, 5 years. George Washington, 8 years. Thomas Jefferson, 10 years. John Adams, 12 years. Bernie Sanders, 35 years. Nancy Pelosi, 39 years. Mitch McConnell, 41 years. Chuck the Flip Schumer, 45 years. It explains everything. Founders versus grifters. These guys were patriots, gave up insane amounts to build this country, and got out. Got out. These asshats never built a damn thing, and you got to drag their corpses out. Not good. Founders versus grifters, 100%. All right. Let's see, where am I at? In my opinion, John Roberts is the biggest Supreme Court disappointment. I don't know, because John Roberts is a weird case. Because John Roberts, man, his family contacted the FBI after he became Supreme Court Justice. Do you guys know that or remember that? His family is contacting law enforcement because he ruled. You look at this guy's history and case history before he became in Supreme Court head justice. Dude, his rulings and written opinions, suddenly he got in the office in the Supreme Court and he started making totally opposite rulings, opinions, disagreeing with his own stuff, and his family thought there was something wrong with him. They thought he was under duress. They were contacting the government and law enforcement going, what is wrong? They were wanting an investigation. They thought something was going on. His own wife thought something was up. That is insane. So, I don't know. Coney Barrett, I think she's one, a liar, and two, a pussy. If you are too chicken shit to do your job because somebody might have threatened you, get out of that job. You have the lives of all Americans. And Democrats, if you're watching this, you got to agree, whether you like it or not, these people hold our very lives and future in their hands. If they are too chicken shit to do their job because somebody threatens their house, oh, I may find your family. Oh, we may, get your house swatted. Then get out. Look what the forefathers right here. Look at Washington, Jefferson, Adams, Hamilton. Look at everything they all went through. And you aren't willing to take a little threat or two, then get out. Because she has gone nutso since threats happened back in the day. She's gone crazy with some of her idiotic opinions. The one on voting for one in our elections. That was the dumbest opinion ever. Congress didn't make a rule on when we have elections. Yeah, they did. It's right here. Well, they didn't say. Yes, it is. It's right here. She said I think she's scared shitless. She's scared crapless. And I think that's part of the problem. She will do anything to tell the mob, don't come after me. So, yeah. Oh, no. I'll open that later. I'm going to open that in my other computer. All right, let's see what Jay Waterston sent. You guys can feel free to open Jay Waterston's links at your own peril. No, normally he sends something pretty good. What the heck? It didn't open with a picture for some reason. What the heck is that thing doing? Yeah, it didn't open with a picture. It opened with it tried to load a picture but didn't do it. Yeah, it's not doing it for me. It looks like an image was going to open, then it just stops halfway. John Roberts is fighting voting Obamacare. Yeah, Coney Barrett or John Roberts, I would say both are acceptable answers. Coney Barrett has done the same thing John Roberts did. She's just totally turned her back on all of her, not all, but a lot of her judicial rulings and everything. So yeah. So I'm gonna say you got room for both, because right now, if Coney Barrett was the person that Trump, put up there and acting the same way from before, we wouldn't be having these problems. These illegals, the 14th Amendment would be gone. The election bullshit ended. But nope. She stood up there and said, screw you, America. Let's cause more division, not follow laws, break it up. Because somebody scared me. There are times I don't want to be too sexist, but there are times where I don't think women should be in certain positions. They don't have the testicular fortitude to stand up for some things at times. So, yeah. John Roberts, yeah. Yeah, he was a goofball. Well, how he switched. You can make the argument that Barrett was conflicted with her adopted children. Yeah, I know. But then that's once again, if you are going to screw all of America over because of your adopted children, and her adopted children have nothing to do with it because they're legal. They were adopted legally, brought into this country legally. They are fully part of her family. They are American citizens. It wasn't going to affect them. That wasn't going to affect them at all. And not like they were going to go back and say that everybody that came in last 10, 15 years, go bye. So they wasn't going to affect her kids. I've heard people say that, but if that was in her brain, then she is a true retard. She knows Trump ain't going to go after her kids that were legally adopted into this country. I will say, be ready to clip this. I do not like Americans, especially American white middle-aged women, adopting children from other countries. This is going to sound wrong. I'm sorry. Clip, clip, clip. Screw the kids from other countries, especially the brown babies. There are a shitload of American children of all sizes, shades, and ages that would love to be adopted. But oh no, you get attention when you adopt a little baby from another country. Oh, you get that extra lefty points. That's why I think that Coney Barrett may have always been a lefty. I see leftism in her. I've known lefties in the past. I had a boss did this, who went out of their way to show off all their money and spend money to go overseas and adopt a Chinese baby. And they paraded it around. Look at my Chinese baby. And all the other lefties in the office, oh, that is so sweet. Where anybody that wasn't a leftard's going, but wait, you work for a certain local government who has a orphanage. You couldn't have found kids here? No American child would do. So thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to fly to and from China, meet kids, look at kids, whatever else, bring kid over here. Kid no English. You could take an American child. I hate middle class people or upper middle class or rich people who show their amazingness by adopting a child from another country, ignoring American children. I hate it. So I think Coney Barrett may have always been a leftard. You just got to look under the hood or under the robe. Ugh. You got to look under the robe. I said that a long time ago, and when I had my ex-boss, who, sorry, I got a pop-up that's hiding my stuff here. Is messing my chat up. After that ex-boss of mine, and I said it right out to one of the other coworkers. I go, I think it's stupid, because she's asking, so what do you think? Look at my baby. I'm like, I walked away. I'm not gonna hate on the kid. Kid just hit the lottery, but dude, adopt. And I'll say this for any country. If you're in the UK, you should be adopting UK kids. If you're in Australia, adopt Australian kids. You're in Zimbabwe, adopt Zimbabwean kids. If you're in Niger, adopt, it's not called Niger anymore. But going out of your way to spend insane money to adopt kids from other countries. So I think Coney Barrett was always kind of a lefty. Yes, I went a long ways there, but go ahead and come after me, anybody, if you want to. Oh, but it's so good to adopt kids from other. No. Get your own house in order first. If there are any children in America that need adopting, screw every child in the world. You know what I mean? Not that. Not trafficking way. I mean, too bad, so sad. I feel for you, but we got Jimmy, Joe, and Jenny over here we got to take care of first. Or Shaniqua and Ramon. They get taken care of first. You little click, or what? You later. Once we take care of ours. I hate lefties who think it's so much better to take care of people in other countries and ignore their own neighbors. It is weird. So, there you go. That rant was sponsored by Jay Watterson, Inc. Jay Watterson, the best derailers of Amtrak and live streams. Sorry. So I'm not going to make the argument she was conflicted with her adopted kids, because it doesn't affect them. Did not affect them. It's not the same. They didn't sneak the kid across. She followed laws, followed regulations. Kid was legal. Nope. Different pick of jack. See if this one opens. Maybe my computer's having a problem. Hang on here. See if this one pops up. Either that or I'm having a problem. Oh, that popped. Well, wait a minute. Oh, Dr. Claw. Yep. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Inspector Gadget. Yep. Nice. All right. I see you guys on Rumble. Thank you. That was nice, Jay Watterson. I like to be some old Inspector Gadget. I always talk like this. So, yeah. Then we get into this. We're not going to be on this much longer. We're going to move to Spencer Pratt real soon. So, Andrew, that might start entertaining you a little more. If you hang around to talk about Uranus with us, we're going to do, if it's more than one anus, is it ani or anuses? Ani? I don't know. We're going to talk about, we're going to do some anal talk. Oh, boy. YouTube, hang around for the last video. You'll get it, YouTube. So then, his wife runs off to China. Some people are saying she met with a communist Chinese party member in the government over there. Communist China owns thousands of acres of our farmland, which I think is stupid. If we can't own thousands of their acres, why would you let somebody buy yours if you can't reciprocate? Oh, 1,000 acres of farmland, members of Congress and Supreme Court justices. Glockford, which ones are you talking about? Let's see. I don't know anything about this guy. Well, he's seems more center right. So I don't know which ones he talking about. Please, for the love of God, I don't want to go to his X account because I'm afraid I'm going to see the Jews. Oh my Lord. The new Ninja Juicer. Don't go there with that, YouTube. If you want to know which members of Congress are compromised, start with the ones who refuse to do whatever it takes to pass the Save America Act. Well, that's pretty much 80% of them. So I'm not going to say that's their problem. I'm going to say Democrat and Republican alike, they don't want to lose power over us. The SAVE Act would give American citizens a crap load more power in our elections over all candidates. They do not like that. They think they're better than us, think they're smarter than us. They do not want us having more of our power back. But I don't know too much about this. I just know that they are saying she went over and met with some CCP officials while old Mitch boy is hoping to get down a little tapioca without pooping himself in hospital. Huh. Do you realize the Democrats are mad that Mitch McConnell is in office? And I know we already talked about a little bit of a comment about this. They're mad that the Republicans now have their own Joe Biden. They had a guy in the White House that couldn't stay awake, fell asleep, tripped, fell, couldn't talk right, didn't remember nothing, talked to dead people, pooped himself, said stupid stuff, got saved by the Easter Bunny. They're just mad that now the right has their own Joe Biden. He's brain dead and pooping himself. It shows you once again the left have no true beliefs except what gives them power in the moment. They are just mad that the Republicans are once again, just like with gerrymandering, the Republicans are just doing what the Democrats did. Democrats start this crap. Democrats do something stupid. They set the whole thing in motion. They set the precedent. And then, oh my God, clutch them pearls. They ain't clutching their nuts because they ain't got them. They like to cut them off. Clutching them pearls. When how dare a centrist or Republican do the very same thing they are. They held a guy in the president's office for 4 years. I think we can give, whether we like Mitch McConnell or not, whether I like this whole BS game, I think Mitch McConnell at least deserved a year. Yeah. At least. Yeah, let's hold that seat. Screw it. I'm going back on what I said. Screw it. Let's hold on to that seat. F you, Democrats. How dare you? You don't get to stand up and then whine, oh, the Republicans are clutching their pearls. Yeah? Well, you held on to that lie for 4 or 5 years, maybe which way you want to look at it. So you know what? At 22 days, STFU. You don't get to talk to us. I don't think you get to even mention it for a year after 4 or 5 years of your lies and BS. Just me. All right. Another Chinese honeypot. Who could have predicted that? I don't know. I mean, I guess if you look like Mitch McConnell, she'd be considered a honeypot. I don't know. She's not horrid, but if you look like a turtle like he does, you're going, damn, I got that. Okay. But she's been around a while. And I don't know if she was or not. But maybe now that her husband's going away and she's looking at losing power and prestige, little Chinese money might look good right now. I don't know. And the Chinese thing it's across all the parties. I mean, look at how many Democrats and, other average leftists are involved with the CCP. So, I'm more worried about the China. Okay. Okay, some people are going to be able to agree with this. Others are going to have a cow. I am more worried about the Chinese than I am the Jews. The Chinese are a little more freaky than the Jews. Oh, I know. The Jews control China too. Oh, crap. The great, huge Chinese Jewish contingency. I got it. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to look for tomorrow. I look tomorrow and see if I can find out more on Miss Chow here. Chow, chow, chow. Should never watch those cat food commercials when I was a kid. Meow Mix. I wasn't Meow Mix. Chow, chow, chow. The cat did their thing back and forth. I'm sorry. Shit sticks in there and it never goes away. And I don't get to choose. Can Congress use an auto pen? Dude. Damn it, Joel. I don't know. Let's find out. Sorry, I'm not the best typer, and when I got the mic out, I'm like going like this. I wonder if I could just talk to it. I don't know if my mic is attached to this that way. Okay, here you go, Joel. Goal for Joel. Wow. I'm sorry, that came out of nowhere, Joel. Yes, members of Congress can use an auto pen or an equivalent mechanical signing device. Holy shit. Dude, that thing needs to be outlawed everywhere, doesn't it? That thing is just evil. They are routinely used for bulk administrative tasks like constituent mail, greeting cards, and routine correspondence. The application of auto pens for congressional actions breaks down as follows. Official legislation. Bills passed by Congress do not get signed by Congress itself. Well, there's a pisser. They are sent to the president. Presidents have long used auto pens for this purpose. Yeah, and I don't want anybody using it. I think it's bullshit. I don't care if it's Trump. I don't care if it's Obama. I don't care. Auto pen should go away. Letters and mail, auto pens, and digital signature proxies are heavily utilized to manage high volume constituent correspondence. In internal business, yeah? Yeah, I mean, so, holy shit. So, there's a chance maybe you could do a Senator auto pen. We had President auto pen, now we have Senator auto pen. So, I guess, Joel, you, yeah. Holy crap. So, yeah, nice one. Weekend at Mitch's, yeah. Yeah, well, his wife right now is doing weekend at China, or what, the Chinese president's name. Don't make fun of me for being anti-ableist by making up sign language, guys. I'm sorry. It's a joke. I grew up in a time where a teenager could walk around wearing that black hat with pink letters on it that said, shit happens. So, sue me. So, yeah. Auto pen is essentially treated the same way a digital signature is. You know, me signing a DocuSign or something is one thing. But, man, when you are handling, once again, the lives of the America, other nations, I think you should be signing shit. Because I want to know you threw eyes on it. If you're not even looking at it going, somebody goes, yo, Joe, Jim, Jenny, whatever, Luna, whatever. Hey, there's this bill over here. Oh, they just hit a key on the computer. Okay, I signed it. I want them to have to take it, look at it, and, yeah. Physically look at it. Big Trouble, Little China. Yep. It's all in the reflexes, Wang. I should have wore that shirt tonight. But I did wear a Brave Star, so. All right, so I don't know yet. I'm going to try to look up more about his wife tomorrow and see what the hell was actually happening. But like I said, you guys know what I was doing today. So House Republicans to zero in on auto pen use, whatever. That's 2025, but but this, if you trust the AI, Joel, win for Joel. W. Joel. All right, so, we can talk about more people bitching and whining about it, blah, 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 blah. Mitch McConnell's wife reportedly traveled to China just 3 days after he received CPR following an apparent heart attack. All right, we're going to do a little conspiracy theory here. Here's a little conspiracy theory. Ready? It's a conspiracy theory, YouTube. We just don't know. We're guessing. We're hypothesizing. We don't know. What if... Look how she's standing in this picture. I'm going to blow that up. Oop, there we go. Nope, I don't want to do that. I just want to look at this. Is that the same one I had earlier? Nope. Is it? Nope. Okay. Wow, Daily Beast is really getting them in there. Okay. Go Daily Beast. I'm going to close that one. Look how she's looking at him. You wonder if maybe his I'm locking up and his other problems stem from supplements, shall we say, that might have been in coffee, drinks, food, something else. Maybe helping supplement his health care. Sorry, when you're a tiny little speck of a channel on YouTube, the rules are different than for somebody big. So, yeah. No more Yankee my wanky, the donger needs sleep. Oh, Jude. But I don't know, she looked at him a little evil there going, wow, I can't believe, dude, I gave him triple the dose last night. I can't believe he's able to say a single word of English. I thought he'd be like just totally until somebody poked him. I'll tell you what right now. Anybody out there, you want to wake a man up if he locks up, freezes up, has a problem? You want to reboot him? This is going to get me in trouble. But every guy's going to go, oh yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. The power button, the reset button is in his butt. You poke a finger in there, you will see a guy reset. He will reboot from death. He'll be laying there dead for 20 minutes. Reset button, dude. He's going. If there's any life at all left in him, you're up. You're going to shoot me stink face for that. You're going to say, oh, nice job, brown finger. But you're going to agree with me. If there's any life left in your body yet and somebody does that, you go, dude, I'm going, yo, what? What the frick just happened? You're going to turn around, what were you doing? The hell, man? You will come back hard. Well, that's a whole different discussion. You will come back ready to fight. And we all know I'm right. Somebody does that, you'll be laying there, oh, I'm just, go to the light. Brah! You're coming back. What the hell? What you doing, man? Unless you're one of the 5% of guys that go, hey, how about more fingers? Can you do 2 fingers? How about 3? Hey, can we get maybe Shaquille O'Neal to do that for me? And his are already brown. Sorry. His Biden debate cocktail. No, they didn't give Biden a debate cocktail. That's what happened. I will never let up that they did not hang Joe Biden out to dry. They knew the polls were against him. They knew they couldn't hide it anymore. I think they didn't give him the cocktail. Why do you think his wife was so pissed at the Democrats? She wore that red dress and it was not an accident during the election. She knows what the Democrats did to her husband. She was okay when she was in on it. But as soon as they stabbed him in the back, which stabbed her in the back, it's a saying, YouTube, she was pissed. They didn't give him the cocktails. What happened? Sorry, Joe, we're not giving you any needly. No IV. None of that. Boo boy. It's more than 5% of this day and age. Shit, Joel. You're right. Because I bet probably what? Most of the lefty guys like to be pegged. Isn't that what it's called? Pegged? I learned that by watching. God, who was that? Whose video was that? Was that a Timcast or Asmongold? I was watching somebody, he's like, pegged. What the hell is that? Oh, I don't even know. No. But yeah, I bet most of the lefties, lefty guys are, let's say 25% of the population. So yeah, there's probably 25% of guys out there going, because they're not giving it to the girlfriends. The girlfriends are strapping something on her, just going, ramp. They probably go, ew. Or I don't know about you. Tell me, most you, okay, maybe some of you guys in here are going, I don't know, I kind of like it. But you tell me most of you guys in here aren't going to go, yeah, you're right, I'm coming back fighting. I'm not even, nope, I'm coming back from 2 steps from death. I'm coming back swinging. So yeah. But Joel, you're right. It's probably more than 5% in this day and age. Ugh. They don't identify it that way. They don't identify it as getting a finger in the butt. I identify it as just standard foreplay. Yike. As quarter pounder, I'm sure he knows. Yike. Oh. Man, there's some things. Now there's sometimes you want to turn off your brain because it flashes images in front of your eyes. You're like, no. All right, guys. If you haven't done it before, I haven't asked, sorry. Please at least hit thumbs up for the stream. If you like, share it out. Share the channel out. If it's your first time here, I'd like you to subscribe, but if it's not worth it yet, check back and see if I can earn that. But I am impressed that YouTube hasn't taken away all of my gains this time. Most of them. For a day, I hit 320, dropped back to 300. That's a big drop. But hey, they didn't drop me below 300, so okay, thank you, YouTube. It's like gas prices. Goes up $3, comes down $1, and you're like, oh, thank God. All right, let's go into Spencer Pratt, guys. This is, oof. I don't know where I'm going to put myself on this one. Yeah, I do. Hang on. Let me move me up. I think that'll be better when I puff it up to full. Yeah, I think so. Okay. I don't know, guys. Spencer Pratt should have been the mayor of Washington. One of those city country thingies. I am Joseph R. Biden. Jeez, man. Once again, I have sat down and done this butt tired, and I've had more, let's see. I've been able to do it this long with, what, 1/10 or 1,000th of the boo-boos Biden would have made in this amount of time. But it happens. Spencer Pratt should have been the mayor of L.A. And the scariest thing is, with what James O'Keefe has shown, if you haven't checked him, go look at him. He's openly proven there was major fraud in that election. There were federal crimes committed. They were paying people, caught them on camera saying they were signing up under false names on petitions and ballots. They were paying sometimes as little as $2 for some homeless person to sign for somebody. Say they were somebody else. Getting them ballots. We know 100% illegal. That is once again where we can go back on Trump. Where's one of his biggest weaknesses? Actually just putting the foot down on the neck of corruption. Stomp on the jugular of cheats. In a general way, not a certain person, YouTube. So, Jesus. They should arrest insane amounts of people in that state. It was rigged, and everybody knows it. Nithya Raman, she's a dum-dum. She wasn't in on it. But now she is, and she don't give a shit. They don't care. She's corrupt as a rest. She wasn't involved. She's up there crying, we've lost. Oh, we so tried. And that was a concession speech. And then suddenly, Week later, woohoo! We win ballots. Nothing to see here. This is not the election fraud you are looking for. He did win. It was another rigged election. I agree with you, but the problem is, I'm going to channel a little Tim Pool for a second. It doesn't matter. He's not going to be sitting in the mayor's mansion. Just like with Joe Biden. Doesn't matter. Did the cheating happen? Oh, yeah. But it doesn't matter because Joe Biden was declared the winner and sat in the White House for 4 years. That's the problem. It doesn't matter if nothing's going to get done about it. They cheated and Spencer Pratt got screwed over. Either Nithya Raman, it's going to be Bass. Bass is going to win again. She's got the whole machine behind her. Even though Nithya Raman is one of the New Age communists. Oh, I'm sorry. Democrat socialists. Once again, when Bill Maher goes, no, these people are communists. They are clear communists. And even his audience has to clap and agree with him. They are fucking communists. Now, with the wave of communism spreading across the retarded left of America, maybe Nithya Raman's got a path to win this. But that's even scarier. So you would have New York City communists. You got commies popping up in Colorado. And boy, could you imagine L.A. run by a commie? Yeah, Bass, you're going to go Karen Bass. She truly is just a socialist. She hasn't quite graduated to communist yet. She's not far off, but she's almost there. But Nithya Raman, if you look her up, she's a communist. She is a Mamdaniist. How's that? Holy crap. But I think Spencer Pratt got screwed, but I'm going to put this back in. Oop. Oh, nice. And if you don't thumb up this stream, you're not white. Oh, and I have no idea. Oh my God. But yeah, he's got the idioticness of that. If you don't vote for me, vote for Trump, you're not black. Oh my God. Once again, if anybody saw this stream and go, oh my God, he said if you don't thumb up his channel, you're not white. But they thought the Biden thing was okay. Thumb up this channel if you're Equenso Ocha. White devil, white devil. Thumb up this stream if you enjoy talking to chalk demons. I am Casper, the friendly streamer. I'd be Casper, the not so friendly streamer. Okay. I swear, I'm sorry. Oh, Lordy. All right. So hopefully this plays for you guys. Let me know if you guys hear this. I tried to make sure all my settings are the same, but... Oops, wow, that's about to unplug. All right, this is Spencer Pratt. I'll blow it up. We'll listen to it and talk about it. I think it's really amazingly well done. My favorite ramen flavor is chicken, not fish. Oh, I'm so dead. You don't like the fish ramen? Oh, no. The carp in the sun ramen? Oh, no. I'm going to stop. We're going to watch Spencer Pratt now. I'm not going to get anywhere good on this. All right, here we go, guys.
We all had to sit and watch that vile commie mayor sit on the wrong side of our founding fathers' desks to try and lecture us about our own history. Notice how the communist always attacks your history. The communist must attack your history. Why? Because history is what anchors you. It's what makes us attached to something. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug. History breeds an almost irrational attachment to things, an attachment that is more powerful than anyone can imagine. Erasing history is how you demoralize people, how you unmoor them and detach them from their society so you can take it from them and rewrite it in your image.
Wow.
Think of your country like a home. What makes your home special? It's not the marble countertops or the expensive furniture or the fancy appliances.
You can hear it? Okay.
It's the memories you have there. That backyard is where we got married. That living room rug is where our son took his first step. Hey, don't touch that. That was his first teddy bear. It doesn't matter how torn and tattered that thing is. You will never get rid of it. And you will fight anyone who tries to take it away. Why?
100%.
Because you have history with it. You ever buy a new home? Remember those first...
Like with America. Sorry, I know that's where he's going with it, but damn. This should be goosebumps. Anybody that really believes should be just goosebumps from this. Yeah, his shirt is amazing. But yeah, dude, this is insanely dead on. This is one of the most consequential speeches I've heard from somebody either wants to be a politician or should be a politician. Maybe even better than anything Trump has said. This is epic. This is right to the heart of America. You got somebody that's barely been a goddamn citizen for 8 years lecturing Americans what it is about being American, who looks at our law enforcement and goes, no, we're not going to do that here in my city. Your city, asshole? You are a carpetbagger American. Kiss my American-born ass. But yeah, this is just banging already. I will share it, but yeah, make sure you go and look it up. Spencer Pratt's video should be shared everywhere. This is dead on amazing.
Few months,
I'll back up.
The one who tries to take it away. Why? Because you have history with it. You ever buy a new home? Remember those first few months? Even the first few years there, it doesn't feel like home. It could be a million times nicer than the crappy apartment you came from, but it doesn't feel like home for a long time because you don't have history there. It's easy to knock down some walls, change the floor plan. If you have no memories to attach you to it, it's just wood and drywall. Who cares? Get rid of it. Memories make it a home, even the bad ones. Hey, remember when Dad hit his head on the rafter in the attic and we spent all night in the ER? That's the avocado tree I fell out of and broke my first bone.
Yep.
Isn't it weird how even the bad memories make us cherish a place? It's not like we long for those bad times, but bad times are part of what makes us stronger.
The good and the bad to make us who we are. You can't have the light side without the dark side. You have to have both. And they both shape us, form us, and look back, and God, you remember that. The history. So amazing. Thank you, Jay Waters. Jay Watson posted in the chat there. That is the link to Spencer's video. Please look at it. Share it. Watch it over and over again. Feel the goosebumps you should be getting from this. This man, I'm going to say something right now. We lost Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk, on my... See if that does it. There. I came back. Ho ho. Okay. Yeah, YouTube booted me. 100%. I'm going to say it quickly. Fuck you, YouTube. You booted me. Rumble never glitched. They booted me right off. Rumble never glitched. You can go over and look. You can see where I was typing in, trying to figure out what the problem was. Rumble never glitched. So Rumble gets a little bit of a bonus from me. What a bunch of asses. YouTube booted me. Now watch, probably tomorrow I'm going to lose 5 or 6 subs out of nowhere. Maybe 10. What load? Yeah, you guys are right. Since I started talking about Charlie, I'm not even going to mention his last name now to cover my butt. But if you go over to Rumble right now and look at the stream, it never left. You can see me type it in, try to find the problem, trying to answer you guys. Typing you, Rumble was still going. Funny how Rumble doesn't glitch YouTube. They totally booted me. I had to go to my streaming software and pop the stream and start it. They booted me off. What a load of B-flip-S. Oh, that is so angering. Yeah. Well, we'll see how this goes. Yeah, I had 5 viewers until they booted me. Now I have 2. You suck. This is why you stream to 2 platforms. And Rumble didn't glitch. Once again, you don't take my word for it. Go over to the Rumble stream and look. It didn't glitch. YouTube totally booted and took my stream down. I had to go through and bring it back up. Restart. That is, I'm going to watch. I'm going to watch over the next day or two. I'm going to see if I lose subscribers now. Yep, that's beautiful. Thanks, YouTube, for that. Okay. So we'll go back to Spencer Pratt here. Yeah, I'm not stopping YouTube. I'll puff that. Hang on, guys. Let me get this, get me out of the way. But I'm going to keep going. Spencer Pratt is also turning into maybe a generational figure that might be good in politics. Me and light blue flip-flop. Hey, guys. No, I'm just, wow. Wow. And you're right. It was talking about the certain CK probably did it. They're really twitchy about that. But I see Spencer Pratt as growing into somebody that could be generational in politics. I'm hoping this mayoral race in LA was not his last real shot at politics. He's got a good way of getting his opinions out there, his point of views out there, and he's doing it and making good sense. That's why I think they hate him. They had to cheat. But let's continue. I'll back up just a teeny bit. We'll continue here. I will not mention the CK person. Obviously, YouTube has a soft spot for that. Okay. We learned something. Well, I can't. Let's
make us cherish a place. It's not like we long for those bad times, but bad times are part of what makes us stronger, a part of what makes us who we are. How can you resent those memories without fundamentally resenting who you are? History is so important to humans that even bad memories anchor us to our home. And that's what the communist always starts with, the bad memories. Oh, we can get rid of that little story. We can knock down that statue. We can change the name of that street. That's a bad memory from our history. You don't want that memory hanging around. You're not a bigot, right? And slowly but surely, this wall comes down, then that wall gets sledgehammered. The raptor where dad hit his head, that's gone. The rub where your son took his first step, that's gone. The gash in the wood floor where you stomped the glass on your wedding ceremony, that's gone and replaced with shiny vinyl planks. And now you've got a brand new home with no memories. Now what? Do you care what they do with it? Do you care what color they paint the walls? Nah. Do whatever you want. I don't care. I have no attachment to it.
By the way, just a little aside. If that was his wife, damn, dude, good job. Didn't Thomas Paine write Common Sense? Yes. But they don't care. It's insane. Remember, the left took down statues of Frederick Douglass. They went after Abraham Lincoln. But, dude, he freed the slaves. These people have no true beliefs. It's that what gives them power in the moment. Yeah, and I've actually heard some other big YouTubers. You can go back to my channel. I've been saying that now for, over a year. Lately, I started to see a couple other big YouTubers. Somebody must have showed them my crap because they've used my exact phrase.
Do whatever you want. I don't care. I have no attachment to it. I have no memories with that.
Sorry,
you love your home because of the memories you have there. And that's why the communists always must destroy your memories, destroy your history. Okay. If the communist wishes to take your home, he must first destroy your memory of it so he can erase your attachment to it and demoralize you. Mao destroyed what he called the four olds: old ideas, old culture, old customs, and old habits. If you call them olds, it makes them sound bad. You don't want that old thing. Get rid of it. But it is fundamentally human nature to cherish your history. We crave learning about our history, where we came from, who our ancestors were. That's human. But communism is an evil, anti-human religion, so it must destroy what makes us human. The communist destroys your history so he can take your home and rebuild it in his image. That's why it's your patriotic duty to celebrate today unashamed. It's okay to love America. Not only is it okay to love America, it's necessary to love America. We are the only bulwark against.
Got the music playing. Got the whole family there. Sing the national anthem. Know a lot of our Constitution, our Bill of Rights. That, oh, gorgeous. I admit, my neighborhood may have problems. My state has big problems. But there are some patriotic, goddamn people around me. And everybody, oh, there was always that one house. That one house in our neighborhood where they sat inside. You can see they didn't want nothing to do with it. But everybody else was celebrating. Let's blow some stuff up. Fireworks, YouTube. Let's go. Let's make some loud music, some parties, hang out. Be patriotic. Sing about our country. It was beautiful. I didn't see anybody, except for that one house, showing any issues with that. They're unabashedly American, and that's what we should have. And I was so gorgeous to see. I just wanted to spout a little there because Spencer's saying is 100% right. Unabashedly. I am? No. Jay Watterson, don't do that. I'm looking over here. I don't see it glitching. Don't say that. I did not say the CK word, YouTube. Don't do that. That's not funny. I went away again? Dude, if it goes funny, it's YouTube. Rumble is doing nothing. Rumble is over here and it's doing fine. I'm on fiber optic, so... Dude, I'm on fiber. Ooh, I could turn my VPN off, though. But it's not affecting Rumble, so I still think it's YouTube. All right, we'll watch the rest of this. Let me do this real quick. I will unboot this. I will disconnect there. That'll speed me up even faster.
Europe descends into madness time and time again. It's our sons this time and time again against tyranny on this earth. When Europe descends into madness time and time again, it's our sons who cross the oceans to fight and die for freedom and human dignity. We don't let evil people destroy our history and rewrite it in their image. This is Independence Day. It's not just a number on the calendar. Don't say Happy 4th. That's commie God.
I don't even say How about we celebrate Independence Day every day? Celebrate this country every day. We shouldn't have a day to celebrate our country when we have Trans Month of Awareness, Gay Pride Month. We've got trans and gay people getting months to celebrate their bullshit. Sorry, when it comes down to America compared to your stuff, it's bullshit. We should celebrate America every damn day. We wake up here and go, wow, this country may have problems, but there is no better place on earth. Come on, lefties, go look at all the people here for the World Cup. All the world coming here and going, son of a bitch, we were lied to about America. There are people walking around at night going, oh my God, I can't do this in my country. We were told America is unsafe. America is horrible. Oh my God, the crime. They're walking around at night, the things they couldn't do in their own countries. Going to stores, seeing how this country is, how everybody treats them. Don't care what language you speak. We're here, come in and say howdy. They are marveling at this country. The World Cup, whether you like soccer, football or not, it has been a boom for this country. The world gets to see how much they've been lied to about America. And as I said earlier in my stream, there are even videos where some people from the UK and other countries are going, I may want to apply for citizenship. They are shocked at how amazing. Oh my God, they were told our food is horrid. We don't have produce in our stores. There are videos of these people from other countries walking into our Walmarts, our Targets, our Hy-Vee stores, our Jewel, our Albertsons, going, holy gods, why were we told they have no produce? There's more produce than we have in our countries. They're seeing the lies, and it's been great. It's like glitch when you turn it off. Yeah, I should. It's booting out of the VPN tunnel. But it's funny, I don't think the VPN was doing it because Rumble didn't glitch any of those times. So stop it, YouTube. But yeah, don't forget about delicious backyard barbecues. Oh yeah. Yeah, so to my neighbor down there, he watches once in a while one of my streams. Nice job, my friend. He's got a great family. I'm very happy to have him as a friend. I mean, his whole family is just really good people. Really good people. So yeah, All right, we'll finish this up. Sorry, guys. But Spencer's right, but I don't think we should celebrate America for a day. If we can have Trans Month of Awareness, LGBT, LGBTQ, as Sydney Watson calls it, LGBTQ. If we can have that month, this month, all these weirdo months, America, we should be celebrating a year. Our veterans should get every day of the year too. I'm done with this crap. So, no better place on earth. Come at me, lefties. Show me. And if you can find a better place, you ever notice lefties would say, America is not that good and America's never been good. Then go somewhere else. Go to the better place. Go to the light, lefty. Go to your better place. And they all go, well, no. Or they won't. Hell, at least Rosie O'Donnell did it. She's coming back. We've showed videos on it before. People run off to Africa, run off to this country, run off to Canada. Then they go, shit, I want to come back. All right. Don't even get me going about Ronald Reagan. We'll be here until the cows come home and leave again.
Mitch, this is Independence Day. It's not just a number on the calendar. Don't say Happy 4th. That's commie gobbledygook.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
We say Independence Day. Today we celebrate the men who reclaimed a beautiful slice of this earth and claimed it for God, for the values of freedom and rugged independence. Our history is messy. Our history is violent. Fuck yeah, it is. And that's why we love it. We aren't cowards. We don't turn our backs on the painful memories because they make us who we are. Be proud of our country, damn it. America is the birthplace of every great invention of the last 250 years. Like literally everything. Airplanes, spaceships, internet, telephones. As a country, we are batting 1,000. Not only is it a miracle that this radical experiment in self-governance even survived past 1776, but we are the champions of the world. Be proud of that. Be proud of your history. Millions of your ancestors fought and died to preserve it. Commie Mamdani's ancestors never bled for this country. He has no history here, so he has no attachment to our home. He has no place to rewrite our history and lecture us about what our country stands for. So celebrate today. Show some American pride. Honor your history. Raise your flag. Raise a finger and say, fuck you, communists. This is our home, and you can't have it. Today we celebrate our Independence Day. God bless America.
Dude, Bill Pullman couldn't have done better. Bill Pullman's speech in Independence Day was epic. The writers of that, whether you think it's a cheesy movie or not, it's still an amazing movie. That movie is American as you can get. And this, epic. Damn.
We all had to sit and watch that.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. We are 250 years old, America. And he's right. Almost every major invention and technological advancement came from America. Other countries want to talk about, yeah, well, we're 1,000 years older than you. Great. Then why? Catch up. Catch up. Come on. It's insane how much we've created in 250 years. And how a lot of these leftards out there, America's never been good. Leave. Go to your nirvana. Go to your great country. They will never do it because even in their addled brains, they know, one, they wouldn't be able to talk the bullshit in another country. They get to talk here. And they know they have it good. But they have to let hate. They just feel so hateful about everything and hurt. So, yeah. All right. Let me catch up. But no. Go look the video up, guys. Share it everywhere. Jay Watterson put the link in the chat already. You share this. Any family member that's leftist, any friend, you show them this. This is a big deal. And I'm going to ask you guys a direct in the chat. Then I'm going to read your chats, but I want a direct answer from you guys. Do you think Spencer Pratt has a future in politics the way he is doing this? I hope so. I hope so. He is a breath of fresh air again. A breath of fresh air. Something along the levels of what Trump was. Maybe not quite that good, but he could become that. He could be that bridge between Trump's level of MAGA and maybe what the future of it may have to be. I don't know. All right, check with you guys. World Cup has ranch dressing sales skyrocketing. Dude, people are freaking. You've seen the videos. People are freaking out about ranch dressing, about our sauces. Chick-fil-A. There was a couple of videos I was watching. People was like almost crying on how good Chick-fil-A was, or how good a Carl's Jr. / Hardee's burger was, or going, oh my God, they're grocery stores. Walking into our grocery stores. Like I said, your neighborhood Hy-Vee, Jewel, Albertsons, going, what the F? We were told Americans don't have you to have produce, and we have so. I was like, what? They're losing their minds at Walmarts, seeing American flags hanging in Walmarts. Going, oh my God, the American flag is everywhere. And it wasn't just because of the 4th, because we have them up. And they're just, I think it's done amazing for America. I think it's been great for us to bring these people in and really show them. Now, there were governments, including the UK government, who are advising Bill, maybe you shouldn't go to America. It's pretty dangerous and violent, you know. And, oh my God, the people will be rude and treat you like crap. And you're going to get banged and all this other stuffs. Of course, the UK's one to talk right now. Hey, you know, hey, UK, we ain't got people slicing other people's heads off here. World Cup has been epic. Bob Ross. Yeah, you had to get Bob Ross in there. I'll admit, Bob Ross, man. Even growing up as a kid, I was watching him on public television. The way he could start these pictures was epic. Epic. All right. Jay Watterson answers, Pratt has a future in California politics, starting in LA because he isn't going away anytime soon. Now, yeah, I agree, and I hope he really digs in, because there are a lot of people in California pissed. They pulled out all the stops, or as Gavin Newsom said, they were going to break the glass on a few things they could do here, the emergency stuff. They did. Gavin Newsom did the same thing Biden did when he said, we have built the biggest voter fraud ever in history. Gavin told you what was going to do. Democrats can't help but brag about the cheat before they do it. Gavin bragged. They cheated. 100%. They could not let the Republicans grab California. If Republicans took California, holy shit. It is 100% over for Democrats then. 100%. And I think you got a better chance of flipping California than you do my home state of Illinois. Illinois is a Democrat super majority. Come at me, lefties. I'm tired of proving you wrong. I have a relative who thinks, oh my God, Bruce Rauner screwed up the state. And I was mad at Rauner at first. Till I looked up and found out back then, Democrats have had a supermajority in Illinois for 60 years. Rauner could do nothing. They could override everything he did. Everything. And when they passed stuff and he'd veto it, they could override his veto without breaking a sweat. So yeah, voting for a Republican governor in Illinois is useless unless you damage the Democrat supermajority in this state. So you got a better chance of flipping California than you do Illinois. Illinois is corrupt and decimated by one party. But I hope Spencer sticks with it, and I hope he wins. All right. California is primed to flip soon. It's just a matter of time. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. But Democrats pulled out the cheat. They pulled out the cheat. In fact, the scariest thing is they pulled out the cheat, did it in open air, so everybody sees it. Even lefties and Democrats on Reddit know they cheated. They just don't care because it went their way. They know they cheated. You can go and find some Reddits out there where they openly, they know they did. And they'll openly go, oh yeah, we dodged that. A good thing we found the ballots. Giggling to each other. They know they cheated. The problem is, unless There is something done with between everything we know they did, between what O'Keefe has shown. There must be goddamn arrests. Trump has to arrest these mother effers. They must be arrested. Trump's biggest failing, I'm not even sure it's the mass deportations. It might be not arresting people. All right. Once again, see, I'm not in a cult of lefties. I can be mad at Trump for stuff and still best president of my lifetime. All right. From your little fingers typing to God's ears, Jay Watterson. If California flips, and that's why Democrats pulled out the stops, because they know they are screwed without California. And I think once California gets a taste of things going the right way, I think they know the people won't come back. At least not for decades. All right, Joel. Many times Bob Ross had a little squirrel in his chest pocket. Its name was Peapod the Pocket Squirrel? What? I don't think I knew that, dude. Jesus, dude, you are just on it tonight. All right, guys, we're going to move on to something a little funnier. I'm sure Andrew already died and fell asleep. Died means fell asleep, YouTube. Doesn't mean he croaked off. Sorry. Redneck speech. But if Andrew's still awake, but other than that, we're going to do some anal talk. So let's get anal. Something weird is happening inside Uranus. You can tell right away they knew what they were doing. This is from the Space Race. I love this channel, and they are very educational, and never once a little tongue-in-cheek, but they leaned into it on this. There's code switching, where they'll say Uranus, and then they'll say Uranus other times, and you know, as soon as you hear the Uranus, there's going to be a tongue-in-cheek or hyperbole to follow. So hang on a quick sec. I want to get up and get a drink real quick. And then we're going to do some anal talk. We're going to talk anal. We're going to talk about Uranus. Right back. I hate empty. So insert your Uranus jokes in the chat. I'll be right back. There we go. Ha ha! Yeah, I had a little bit of blood in my caffeine system. Don't like it. Oh, you can almost feel the energy flow out of these. Oh, yeah. All right, so we'll be reacting to this, and I will put it in the chat when I leave here. Make sure. I'll try to remember to put it in my description. But go over and give them a like. You'll be able to watch this without me talking. But, oh, nice downstairs fridge. Yeah, I have a mini fridge in the laundry room side. And I have some meds in there I have to keep refrigerated. But, yes, I have downstairs energy drinks, baby. We have a nice cold mini fridge over in the laundry room. So, yeah. All right. And we also have a deep freeze over there. You know, the fun stuff. But let's go into this. Ready for the code switching, because it happens. But, God, they have good videos. They really do. So let me pull this up. And there may be some ads, whatever. We'll talk about the ads and stuff.
On the surface, Uranus looks calm. And yet we've suspected for a long time that inside there must be something very weird going on.
I'm sorry. It starts off right away. They start off right away.
On the surface, Uranus looks calm, and yet we've suspected for a long time that inside there must be something very weird going on. So in 1986, when NASA was finally able to probe Uranus for the first time with its Voyager 2 mission, what they found was nothing short of incredible. While most people probably...
The first time they probed Uranus was incredible. They knew what they were doing. And I'm not a big fan of writing scripts a lot of times. I like to just off the cuff it, as you can tell. That was not an accident. That is not an accident at all. These people knew exactly what they were doing. Sorry, I'm just moving Rumble to make sure Rumble's catching up with us here. Rumble can be a little pokey at times. There we go. All right. There we go. Sorry. So yeah, remember the first time Uranus was probed?
Probably think that Uranus is filled with gas. We are now realizing that it's actually full of something massive, a strange combination of forces that appears to defy all logic, and it's taken NASA scientists more than 40 years just to get to the bottom of this. So today, we go looking for answers deep inside Uranus. Now, you may be wondering how Uranus ended up with such a widely misunderstood and often...
And he code switched to Sirius. We're going to go deep inside Uranus. Then suddenly, Uranus has got rings. He starts to switch. And this goes on. Trust me, it's well worth it.
You may be wondering how Uranus ended up with such a widely misunderstood and often mispronounced name. And there's actually a really interesting history there that begins when the planet was first discovered. From here on Earth, Uranus appears to be extremely small, just a dim dot in the night sky. So before we really knew anything about it, ancient astronomers actually thought it was a distant star. In 1781, though, an amateur astronomer named William Herschel noticed that this dot was moving just a little bit slower than the rest of the stars, almost as if it was falling behind the night sky. Soon enough, the object was officially classified as the 7th planet in the solar system, and since Herschel was the first to officially discover it, he chose the name Georgium Sidus, which is Latin for George's Star, after the King of England.
So we went from George's Star to, it doesn't sound right either way you say it, Uranus or Uranus. One sounds like we are talking too much butthole talk, and the other one sounds like you have a urinary tract issue. So there's no good way to say it. Uranus, Uranus. I gotta go take a Uranus. I'll be right back. There's no way to win. Maybe we should... Uranus has become the butt of many jokes. Ha ha!
At the time. Not surprisingly, outside of England, this was not considered a popular decision, so a few years later, the scientific community renamed the planet to Uranus, who is the ancient Greek god of the sky.
Okay, thank God he wasn't the great ancient Greek god of pee-pee or something. Reminds me of Dave Attenborough voiceover funny videos. No, this guy, dude, if you go to this channel, trust me, they are serious. This is just probably the funniest thing this channel has put out. They've done some other little puns. If you watch their videos, you'll see they do some other little tongue-in-cheek. But this one, they had so much to work with. They couldn't help themselves. They should be very proud of themselves for this.
Apart from the Earth, Uranus is the only planet not named after a Roman god. But still, it's a little more consistent than naming it after a king. Now, at the time, we need to understand that the discovery of Uranus was massive. Back then, our existing model of the solar system ended with Saturn, which is about 1.4 billion kilometers from the sun. But Uranus was just over 3 billion kilometers away, which meant that the known solar system had effectively just doubled in size. So astronomers began studying Uranus more closely, and what they found was shocking. One of the first things they noticed was that the planet was being orbited by at least 5 major moons. For now,
they studied Uranus closely. Switches back to Uranus. This guy is diabolical. I gotta wonder, how many takes do you think it took for him to do this? You think he got through it once or twice without just cracking up laughing? He's like, God, there's somebody else helping film or anything else if he's got help. Just couldn't do it. They couldn't keep a straight face. I don't know if I could have shut my inner 9-year-old down enough to get through it first time without laughing.
They were still too far away to see any details, but there was something extremely odd about them. Their orbit around Uranus was nearly vertical, and since moons tend to orbit planets along their equators, this suggested something very weird about its rotation. Unlike most planets, which look like they're spinning roughly sideways as they orbit the sun, Uranus might look more as if it's rolling along its orbit. Today, we know that the axis of rotation is tilted by about 98 degrees relative to its orbital path, almost perfectly on its side, and this creates a very strange effect. So instead of looking at Uranus as two halves, let's break it up into 4 quadrants. So in the first one, the planet is rolling perpendicularly to the sun. So one side of it receives constant sunlight, while the other is in complete darkness. Then in the next quadrant, it's rolling straight at the sun. And since Uranus completes a rotation once every 17 hours, it does actually have a more Earth-like day-night cycle. But instead of rising in the east and setting in the west, it's actually north to south, a vertical day. In the next quadrant, the side of Uranus that used to be in complete darkness is now the one receiving constant daylight. And in the last one, the planet goes back to a vertical day-night cycle, but this time in the opposite direction, with the sun rising in the south and setting in the north. This seasonal pattern was unlike anything we'd seen in the solar system before, and scientists believed that, in theory, this odd combination of sun exposure should be creating extreme weather patterns in the atmosphere.
Either way, it would make it insane to tell your north, your south, to know where the sun's rising. Because it'd be, if you had a house, depending on where you are around the sun, it would be rising like we have. Sun goes up in the east, goes down in the west. Not on there. Depending on where you are in your orbit around the sun, your shit just coming up all over the place. It's crazy. It's like, hey, what time of month is it? Okay, so the sun's coming up there. Week later, it's coming up there. And then there. Dude, it's like all over. Jax has been putting together a similar video about pussycats. Oh, nice. Jim Patterson, what's up, cracker? I think we get to say that, right? If they can ninja themselves, I can say, what's up, cracker? Hey, Jim. How you doing, bud?
Surrounding Uranus, except for some reason.
We're talking about Uranus, Jim. Yes, Uranus. Or, if you got a pee-pee problem, Uranus.
Whenever we observed it, the planet appeared to be almost entirely still and featureless. This was very suspicious, and it meant that if we wanted to learn what was really going on inside Uranus, we would have to get closer. But that was easier said than done. You see, Uranus is nearly 3 billion.
If we want to know what's going on inside Uranus, we got to look closer. Dude is good.
Kilometers away from Earth, so for a long time, making contact with it was considered nothing but a pipe dream. However, in the mid-1960s, astronomers noticed a rare planetary alignment that only happens around every 175 years. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune would all be in a very convenient place in their orbital paths. And by using each one of them as stepping stones in a maneuver known as a gravity assist, a spacecraft could, in theory, visit all 4 of them.
You mean a slingshot maneuver? Remember how we've called it a slingshot maneuver for so long? Sci-fi, you'd watch documentaries, slingshot maneuver. Now we have to be more technical. Gravity assist. It's like saying people aren't fat. They're just horizontally gifted. I prefer slingshot maneuver. Gravity assist. Okay. Kiss my assist.
In the same trip. It was highly ambitious, but it was possible. And so this is when NASA began planning Voyager 2. The mission's launch date was set for 1977. However, just a few months before this, we discovered something that completely changed how we thought about Uranus. Earlier that year, a group of researchers was observing Uranus as it eclipsed a distant star when something unexpected happened. Just before moving behind Uranus, the star flickered a few times. And when it came out on the other side, it flickered again. After checking their measurements, the researchers discovered
he missed a spot there. He could have said, just before the star went behind Uranus, we saw something weird. Uranus flickered. They could have done that. He missed one. It's 4 planets away. I, for one, ain't worried. You should always worry when we talk about Uranus. I got something upstairs I may want to show you just before we leave, too. Something that Carl's Jr. / Hardy's. Nice promotion, guys. If you don't know who the guy is, he shouldn't be promoting it.
That Uranus had rings. at least 5 of them. But these rings around Uranus are not normal. Unlike Saturn's rings, which are broadly spread out and very bright, the rings of Uranus were dark and extremely thin.
The rings of Uranus were extremely dark and thin. He's getting them in there, guys. He's getting them in there. Sounds bad when I'm saying getting it in there, talking about Uranus. He's getting them in there. Holy God. Hey, if anybody's going to sponsor this video, this should be, Astroglide. This video about Uranus is sponsored by Astroglide. Or KY. Dude, if anybody from Astroglide or KY is listening, go to this guy's channel, sponsor him. Or at least this video. This video about Uranus is sponsored by Ramses. Just saying. Whew. Gotta practice safe learning. Sorry, dude, all that gravity assist. Yeah, it may be more kind of accurate, but I kind of like the old slingshot maneuver. It's kind of like a Wile E. Coyote throwback. NASCAR slingshotting. Yeah. What do we think can hypothetically happen? All the puns in this video are epic, though. The dark rings on Uranus. I love how he code switches, though. Uranus, when he wants to throw a pun in, you know it's coming when he does that. Don't say coming. Then he goes to Uranus when he's really just being dry and serious.
This was very concerning to see. As a planet spins, you would expect all of the different rocks and dust particles and stuff in its rings to get pulled around by gravity in slightly different ways. So, over the course of hundreds of millions of years, they would naturally bump into each other and get scattered around, and the rings would gradually spread outward to form a sort of disk. This is part of why Saturn's rings are so wide. But in Uranus's case, the rings were very narrow, and they stayed neatly confined to specific lanes, so something had to be keeping them in line, and scientists didn't know what. But with Voyager 2's launch coming up, we would finally get some answers. Before we do, though, I just want to make sure you guys know that I love Uranus, and I like it so much that we've designed this new t-shirt and added it to our online merch store. I'm pretty stoked to let the whole world see just how much I love Uranus.
Wait a minute. Back up. Occupy Uranus. I love Uranus and occupy Uranus. They knew what they were doing with this video. Oh, God. What happens on Uranus stays on Uranus. Nice. I've had my poop duty checked. I'm glad. If you're 50, get checked. Yeah, you should. I mean, come on, Jeremy Clarkson with Clarkson's Farm proved that. Yike. The poop tootie? Don't you mean you're a poop shooty? Like Shooty Gatwa? Who killed Doctor Who? Yeah.
Store. I'm pretty stoked to let the whole world see just how much I love Uranus, and I hope you will too. Check it out at the link in the description after you finish watching the video, of course.
There you go, guys. You can support this channel, A Space Race, by getting I Love Uranus t-shirt or coffee cup. That's an interesting coffee cup. So yeah, go buy one from him. He's earned it. I love the winking Uranus. It's got the winking Uranus. It doesn't, you can't say it right. Uranus, no way does that word. Whoever named it that way was not thinking of the Greek god. They were going, hey, watch this. We are going to go down as heroes for thousands of years by calling this thing Uranus/Uranus. They knew what they were doing then. Yeah, if it comes down between cancer and having Shaquille O'Neal check my prostate, I'm definitely going to check my prostate. That cancer stuff. Screw cancer. Screw cancer. That's all there is to it.
Voyager 2 launched in late 1977, and after flying by Jupiter and Saturn, it took until 1986, almost 9 years, to reach Uranus. As the probe approached, it discovered that the planet had far more moons than we'd been able to observe from Earth, and some of them looked like they had survived catastrophes. The icy moon Miranda in particular looked almost scarred, as if it had been broken up and hastily Frankensteined back together. What makes this even more surprising is that Miranda is only about 470 kilometers in diameter, about the size of England, yet it has the steepest cliffs we've ever seen anywhere in the solar system. Some of them are up to 20 kilometers tall, which, for context, the tallest cliff on Earth is just over 1.6 kilometers. Now, aside...
That means that egg got cracked open. That thing got cracked open. And it glued itself back together. Damn. That thing takes a woof. No, I mean, come on, Jim Patterson. Jim, men will make jokes, but they're getting their prostate exam and stuff. But I know when it comes right down to it, when the finger hits the anus, you're happy that later you got checked, because either catch something early or get clear. You know, because that's that prostate cancer. That is a horrid thing. I'm 70 years old and Uranus jokes precedes me. Oh, come on. You love a good joke about Uranus or Uranus. That's when you go to the Uranus, you go to one doctor. Uranus, you go to the other doctor. So, no matter how you say it, you're going to a doctor.
Aside from discovering 2 more faint rings on Uranus's exterior, Voyager 2 also helped us understand why they are so impossibly narrow. You see, some of Uranus's tiny inner moons orbit right alongside the planet's ring systems, and as they do, their gravity gently pulls on the nearby ring particles. If they drift too far inward, one moon nudges them back, and if they drift too far outward, another pulls them the opposite way. Eventually, these gravitational forces create a sort of equilibrium, which keeps Uranus's rings confined in remarkably narrow lanes, even over the course of hundreds of millions of years. And this is why some of Uranus's moons are called shepherd moons, because just like a shepherd guides his sheep, they guide Uranus's rings. Now, one of the things scientists were most excited to study about Uranus was its weather. From Earth, Uranus had always looked suspiciously bland. We knew its atmosphere had a substantial amount of methane, which absorbs red light, giving it its pale blue-green color.
He said Uranus, then he talked about methane. The man knows what he's doing. I'm telling you, he is diabolically evil. Uranus looked pretty bland. By the way, we thought it was full of methane. Okay. Kudos, sir. Kudos. Very well done.
But we had never really seen anything interesting happening on it, and this was very odd. After all, this is a planet where parts of the atmosphere constantly cycle through spending decades in direct sunlight, decades in a regular day-night cycle, and decades in absolute darkness. So scientists were expecting that by getting closer, Voyager 2 might reveal that Uranus has some of the most extreme weather in the solar system. But instead of violent storms or dramatic weather systems, what it found was...
I don't want storms on my anus. Even though I will admit, after burrito night, there have been a few typhoons around Uranus. You know? Everybody has a methane issue sometimes around their Uranus. So yeah.
Still, almost suspiciously calm. As it turns out, a big reason for this is because Uranus is missing something that all its neighboring planets have. Giant planets like Jupiter, Saturn, and even Neptune all have active cores, so they generate significant amounts of internal heat that acts like fuel for the atmosphere. It's why they all have visible storms on their surface.
That is crazy.
Uranus's core is still active as well, but just barely. It doesn't generate anywhere.
This is where he's got one. He's got another one coming. Trust me on this.
near as much heat as its neighbors do, which means that the planet's atmosphere has much less energy to work with. So mystery solved, right? Cold interior, calm atmosphere. Well, not exactly. You see, Uranus's unusually inactive core created a completely different problem. Before Voyager 2, scientists didn't know whether Uranus had a magnetic field. They theorized that it might because Jupiter and Saturn both had one, but when the probe finally got close enough to measure the magnetic environment, it found that Uranus did indeed have a magnetic field, but it was unlike anything we had ever seen before.
Yeah, wait till you see this cluster. This is a cluster of a magnetic field. I don't even know how you would navigate this.
If we look at the Earth, we can see that the magnetic poles are pretty much in line with the axis of rotation, creating these nice symmetrical lines around the planet. And we know that the source of that magnetism is coming from inside the planet, where the solid metal core is surrounded by a liquid metal outer core, and as the liquid swirls around the solid, it becomes a humongous electrical generator that magnetizes the entire planet. Inside Uranus, there is no molten rock and metal, but something in there is generating electricity, and it does this in the most chaotic way. For starters, Uranus's magnetic field was not neatly centered inside.
Look at that cluster. That is a mess. By the way, did you catch the anus joke there? He code switched. Dude, that is epically messy. That's gotta screw with any type of navigational instruments. Getting close. My doctor is a young lady. I told her she had to buy me dinner. I'm sure she's heard it before, Jim. I will say, my GP is a very attractive woman, and it can be a little intimidating at times. Of course, if you find it too intimidating, talk about stuff that could save your life. That's on you. But it's still, no guy dreams of having to say certain things to a very, very attractive woman, because even if they were single and you're hot or whatever, they ain't going to date you once you have to talk to them about that stuff. It's like, that's nope. Nope. So there are times you're like, yeah, cool, I like to be healthy, I like to be alive, but damn, she's hot. That's not the greatest person to talk to about certain things.
The planet. It was offset by around a third of its radius. And even more strangely, it was tilted by almost 60 degrees away from its rotation axis, which, if you remember, was already off by more than 90 degrees itself. And this means that Uranus might create some of the strangest weather in the entire solar system. See, usually a planet's magnetic field acts.
My anus has created some very interesting weather in my living room a few times, where somebody will look at me going, really? And I'm like, dude, it's the dog. I swear. My anus has definitely had some stormy moments. Have definitely had some very breezy moments. My anus has had a derecho or two. Let's put it that way.
A bit like a shield. And the thing that it's guarding against is called solar wind. Because our sun creates a lot more than just light, it also blasts out electrically charged radioactive particles into space. So the magnetic
My anus creates burrito wind.
Shield controls how this solar wind moves around the planet. Here on Earth, our magnetic field protects us from the dangers of solar radiation and creates auroras like the northern lights. But Uranus's magnetic field isn't as stable or symmetrical as ours, so as the planet spins, its whole magnetic system wobbles through space in a bizarre corkscrew motion, and its auroras don't stay neatly on its poles. Instead, they drift around the planet in unpredictable ways. This strange shape, coupled with the fact that Uranus's core was far too cold to be generating such a powerful magnetic field, raised an obvious question. How does Uranus have a magnetic field at all?
There we go.
One possible theory to explain this was that instead of the core, Uranus's magnetic field was being generated much closer to its surface. See, Voyager 2 helped confirm the planet was not simply a colder version of Jupiter or Saturn, which are gas giants. Instead, it belonged to a completely different category of planet, ice giants. But this isn't the kind of ice you would find in your fridge. Instead, the interior is mostly made of water, methane, and ammonia, but because the planet is so massive, these materials are compressed under unimaginable pressure. And under conditions that extreme, Uranus stops behaving normally.
I hate when my anus stops behaving normally. Don't you? Women doctors listen more? Sometimes. I don't know. Isn't the whole thing that women don't listen? Or how about this? They have selective hearing? I'd be worried. I'm not sure I'd want my female doctor to have selective hearing. That could be bad. All right. Wading on through the rectum, damn near killed him. We're going to raid on through the back end jokes here. We're in the back end of the video, guys.
So instead of solid, cold, frozen ice, the interior becomes a dense kind of slush, which can reach nearly 5,000 degrees Celsius. As this slush slowly churns and moves inside of Uranus, it actually begins to conduct electricity, enough to create an entire magnetic field, even if it's tilted and off-center. Now, Uranus being filled with hot electric slush is pretty weird, but it makes sense given the environment.
Your anus filled with hot electric slush is pretty weird. I have to go with what you guys said earlier. It may not be that weird today. He can be making puns like this, but the scary part is there's probably somebody out there that might watch this go, yeah, so what? I've had cold electric slush on my anus many times. What do you mean, man? What do you mean? Remember the gerbil video we played here with Raggett, the gerbil? Armageddon. Remember that? I wonder how many of you guys remember that. Funniest video on the internet.
What makes less sense is the powerful radiation surrounding.
Yeah, but I don't know. Do you want to fart with cold electric slush in your butt? I don't know. That's
Uranus.
scary.
You see, planets with magnetic fields like Jupiter, Saturn, and even the Earth have radiation belts. In simple terms, these are just regions in a planet's magnetic field where charged particles from the solar wind get trapped and spiral around. They're invisible, but they're there, and Voyager 2 discovered that Uranus had them too, except there was one problem. They were absurdly powerful. Uranus's electron radiation belts were so intense that they turned out to be second only to Jupiter's. But this made absolutely no sense because at the same time, Voyager was measuring something else around Uranus that seemed to completely contradict this discovery. A planet's electron radiation belts need to get their particles from somewhere, and usually it's from plasma floating around in its magnetosphere. Plasma is basically a gas made of charged particles, the same kind that electron radiation belts are made of. So in order for Uranus's radiation belts to be this powerful, its magnetosphere would have to be full of it. And yet when Voyager 2 measured Uranus's magnetosphere, it barely had any plasma, nowhere near enough to fuel such a powerful belt. So to scientists, this was a bit like finding a raging fire with no fuel keeping it alive. It didn't match any existing scientific model, so it created a massive question. How could Uranus have some of the strongest radiation belts in the solar system if it seemed to be missing the very material that should have been feeding them? In the end, Voyager 2 was only in Uranus's close proximity for a total of around 6 hours, and that was enough to turn it from a pale, blurry mystery into one of the strangest worlds we've.
So pretty much what they're saying is Voyager 2 gave Uranus a rim job. We did a planetary rim job. Eat your heart out to a certain internet hub channel. Can't say that because I've seen people get in trouble for saying the name of that channel. Even some of the bigger streamers avoid saying it. Is this a scientific analysis of a fart? Dude, this guy does amazing videos. He really does. Space Race, I love a lot of their videos. But this one, they leaned into the tongue and cheek, or the tongue between the cheeks in this case. Yay! That is not the restaurant. That is the garbage chute. But they leaned into the definitely tongue between the cheeks on the Uranus video.
Ever seen. But the planet's radiation belts remained a mystery, and it would be decades before it was solved. Since Voyager 2, we have been studying Uranus from here on Earth, and we have learned a lot more about it. But in 2024...
That's actually a good way to study most anuses, is from a distance. Don't want to get your face too close to those things. Just, no, you don't. I'm sure, like you guys said, yes, there are some people going, gotta get my face right up to a good old Uranus. Nope. Nope. Nope, 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 nope.
For nearly 40 years after Voyager 2's brief encounter with the ice giant, scientists reanalyzed its data and made a shocking revelation. Voyager may have caught Uranus on an extremely weird day. You see, around January 24th, 1986, the exact day Voyager was flying past it, Uranus appears to have been hit by a rare and unusually powerful burst of solar wind. Usually, a planet's magnetic field pushes most of them away, but this solar wind was massive, and it hit Uranus directly, right before Voyager began to observe it. Scientists now believe this compressed Uranus's magnetosphere down to almost 20% of its...
So, Uranus got hit with some heavy wind and got compressed. It compressed Uranus. Kind of the opposite way most winds, or I guess after the wind, when your Uranus is seeing wind, it expands, then at the end, I guess it compresses. This is just, dude, you guys need to go back and watch this later. Give him a like, give him a sub if you like the videos, trust me. But watch this straight through and see if you can count how many times he code switches from Uranus to Uranus. That's when he makes the puns.
Normal volume, which could have temporarily supercharged its radiation belts, while at the same time squeezing much of the surrounding plasma out of the system. In other words, Voyager observed Uranus during one of the rarest space weather events it experiences, and for nearly 40 years, a lot of what we thought we knew about Uranus was based on this outlier event. Every time we look at Uranus, it seems to get stranger, and now that we know we haven't even seen it acting normally yet, the only thing we know for sure is that we have to go back. Now, Uranus is not the only ice giant in the solar system. In fact, Voyager 2's next destination was Neptune, and what it found there is even more bizarre. So learn everything NASA found on Neptune by watching this video right here. And if you love Uranus, check out the link below.
There you go. Remember, if you love Uranus, check the link below. But that's the space race. Go check him out. Subscribe to him. Watch more of his videos. They are good. You will definitely like to sit down and watch a lot of his videos and scratch Uranus along the way. No, it's just a good video. I will post a link in the chat yet. And I'll try to remember to put it in my description, but it's a good video. It's just funny in general. I love a good anus joke. Dude, go back and watch it, and you were watching Code Switch. So I think you came in when we were about halfway through. He starts right off with like a 40-second Uranus thing, and right away people are like, wait a minute, what the fudge is it? And then he goes, when he gets serious, Uranus. And people are automatically, show your appreciation for Uranus with I Love Uranus and Occupy Uranus merch. People are commenting, hey, I know this person. Epic Script, laughed my anus off learning about Uranus. And the code switching on how you pronounce Uranus throughout the whole video was diabolical. Okay, the rims joke was a good one. People loved it. The first 55 seconds of this video is the most well thought out, lowbrow comedy I've heard in a long while. The title intro, hilarious, Saturn's rims. But these rims, I mean rings. I had to put my headphones on because of this video. Which means somebody's wife or children were in a room. He's like, no. Oh, Lord. Title nailed. Thumbnail nailed. The whole introduction nailed. Uranus nailed. Did he really say some people think Uranus is filled with gas? Yes, he did. Some of these comments are just great. Doc, I swear I just tripped and fell and in it went. Most people probably think Uranus is filled with gas. That's crazy. Deep inside Uranus. He said that too. Rims, I mean rings around Uranus. Yeah, the thumbnail is diabolical for it. I have not literally laughed out loud this much in way too long. I might be thinking like a middle schooler, but that thumbnail is wild. It is. Oh my God. The discovery of Uranus was massive. People loved it. I mean, this guy, he deserves. And whoever works with him, they deserve it. He's got a lot of subscribers, 829,000. He's got 5.1K thumbs ups, 112,000 views. The other day he had a good amount less. I think a lot of people are discovering that this one is just funny. It is hilarious. But yeah, go check it out, guys. I'll post a link in the chat when we leave here. Let's see, Joel. I'm still here. It's funny, but I'm trying to get a lesson on the planet. Yeah. Yeah, there were a couple comments near the bottom I saw yesterday. People were like, dude, I came here just to learn about the planet, even though your thumbnail kind of should have told me what I was looking at, what I was going to get. But they're like, okay, so I learned and got comedy. You can beat that. Well, you don't want to beat Uranus too much. I thought it was high parody par excellence. Well, Mr. Patterson, very nice. It was great. I mean, God, it's well worth a watch. So go check it out, guys. I think you'll enjoy it. I don't know if there's anything else we were going to talk about. I've been on for what? Where am I at here? I've only been on just over an hour? Really? No. What is that doing? Uh-oh, did my Rumble stop and I didn't know? Rumble's way off. I think Rumble stopped and I didn't know. Holy crap, it did. It finally did. Something happened with Rumble. I think it did. Yeah. I think Rumble had a brain problem. I'm trying to see what it does here. Yeah, it did. Rumble died. A little bit ago and I didn't even know it. Okay. Some good science to be learned here. Yeah, I'm going to actually see if I can reboot my Rumble. We'll see if it... Ooh, that was uncool. My computer didn't like that. I don't know if it's back or not. I'll bet it's not. I'm going to see what happens. No, Rumble won't come back. Wow. So Rumble did die, but I don't know why, because I was still streaming it. Well, isn't that amazing? Sorry, I'm just looking real quick here. We'll see if there's something I can do about it. Don't really, Rumble's Rumble, so whatever. Yeah, Rumble will not come back. Trying to see if it will. Trying to reboot it. Give me a sec here, guys. I know I'm not going to be on probably a little much longer, but... And we came on at what, 11? And it's 1:14, so yeah, came on at 11 or just slightly before. So I've been on for over 2 hours. Yeah. Wow, that just booted me over to something else on Rumble from my own stream. Rumble, you let me down, man. All right, there we go. I'll get back over here. Heck with Rumble. But no, go check it out, guys. It's fun. It's hilarious. 2 hours and 15 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, I looked it up, but yeah, Rumble did die, but later than YouTube. It just booted itself and booted me over to somebody else's stream. So that was weird. I looked over here, I'm like, what? But it didn't do it at the same time YouTube had a problem. The glitches on YouTube, it just kept going. So that's weird. Teresa, some good science to be learning. Dude. No, it's a fun video. I don't know. Did I have anything else to look at? Maybe a little bit here. We can always look at that. But this is the other day, July 5th. Now in an incredible moment, U.S. Marines are actively carrying out a Central Park, New York City run with the American flag. Damn. Going maximum patriot mode in communist Mamdani's New York. Yeah. Pretty epic. I don't know the sound. Hopefully the sound isn't something's going to be copyrighted. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Lucky double time. We do it all the time. We do it all the time. Left, right, left, right. Hoorah! 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 Hoorah!
What the hell is that? What the hell? That went sideways. Damn. I'm sure Mamdani and the lefties are like, ah. I know, guys. I just wanted to show a little bit of this. That's really cool. I thought it was neat. Sorry, lefties. We still love America.
USA! 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 WP.
Damn. Ah, there's a little Patriot. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Yep. We got a new flagpole light on my flagpole this weekend too, or this last couple days. Found a really nice one. Man, it lights up gorgeous now. My old light was a little weak. All right. I don't know if there's anything else we want to talk about. If you guys got anything, feel free to toss it out. Other than that, 2 hours and something minutes. We can go away if we want to for the night. It's fine with me. I like to talk. I do have some stuff to do yet tonight, but love the hat though. Dang, that thing stands up. That's not wimpy stuff. This all is really stand up embroidered. But no, we can end for the night. That's no problem. I thank you guys for coming. If you got anything else, feel free to toss it in there. I have no problem doing that. But thank you, J.A. Watterson, for the Heidi Montag link. Good job, Spencer Pratt. I see this. What is it? What is it? Check, see what that is. Whoa, that showed me G.I. Joe for a millisecond there. What was that? Waiting. G.I. Joe movie. Oh, no. Oh. Can they do it right? Can they do a G.I. Joe movie right? I'll watch this, and if it's something I want to talk about a little more, if I find it interesting, we'll come back and talk about it. I don't want to react to somebody else's video right after I just did one, because that can make people a little annoyed. Thoughts on the Avengers Doomsday plot leaks? Oh, they're bad. So Joel talked about the drone shows. Yeah, wasn't there one drone show, was it in Texas? Had over 2,500 drones in it or something like that? Or is it 25,000? I can't remember. But dude, that was epic. Thought it was in Texas. Yeah, 2,500 drone show was held in North Richland Hills, Texas. Friggin' cool. Friggin' cool. Yeah, flagship, look at that. That is insane. I'm not going to play the sound because they got music probably in there or something, but that is nutso. Look at all those little suckers. Dude, I've owned drones, and man, I couldn't imagine keeping track of that. All the batteries charged and getting them ready and make sure not one of them has a telemetry problem or acts like a total tard nugget when you put it up in the air. That is freaky. We'll talk about the Avengers in a sec, but look at that. Do I have is my cam out of the way? I didn't puff me up, did I? Hang on. I did. Hang on. Let me depuff me. Boink. Here. Sorry about that. I'll restart that. It's no big deal. All right, well, it is a big deal, but dude, this is epic. This was in Texas. Look at all these things. Now I can restate what I said. Can you imagine keeping track of all the batteries and make sure none of these things operate? I want to know what type of computer system or server system it takes to run all of these. You can see it now. That is nuts. I had enough trouble with my drones. I kind of wish I had one again. But going around turning all these on. I'll be afraid I get one turned on. By the time I get the last one turned on, the front one's dead already. That is nuts. I should be out of the way enough. Aren't I? That is freaky. That is nutso that they can do that. Can you imagine? This is consumer technology, guys. You should be able to see it. Okay, you can see it, yeah. This is consumer tech. Imagine what the deep military tech can do. Turn their heads, move, do this. That is nuts. Imagine what the deep tech our government still hasn't shown us. I mean, the stuff Trump has let out of the bag, the lasers, the discombobulator, all that. Whoa. This is what consumer companies have. That is nutsy. I don't even know what to say about that. It's just crazy. While we're watching this, the Avengers Doomsday plot leaks, it looks pretty confirmed, and it looks stupid. It just looks stupid. They're gonna use the Loki and Time Agency and all that. Oh my God. It's like the Adjustment Bureau almost. But they're going to use all that. They're going to drag Captain America and his kid or wife to another reality because the one they're in is about to get destroyed. Trying to save them. It's a cluster. And I don't know if they can pull it off. I think it might be kind of bad. Good evening, friends. We're coming. Yeah, I know you can see it now. You're a little behind with me, but yeah. Yeah, I know you can see it now. I got it down there. Just took me a second to catch up to myself, my own stupidity. That is just epic. I'm not playing the sound on purpose, because if there's music, I don't want to get nipped for it. That is insane. Now, the Avengers Doomsday stuff, besides the amount of money to keep all these celebrities in, so far it's starting to look like hot trash to me, but I'm hoping we're wrong. I don't want to ride that fence because I went over some of the leaks. I don't want to share a lot of leaks. I like mentioning about the whole Loki goes to try to save Captain America, bring him to another universe. I mean, I don't want to go too far with that, and I will say it's the Fantastic Four universe, so I don't know. I just think they're going to have to make a lot of money, and it's a pointless plot, man. Right, yeah. And if you watch, oh God, what was his name? Oh, come on, he's on Tuesday Night Main Event. Oh, I forgot his name. Biden moment number 3. 3 strikes and you're out. No, I think the plot leaks are going to be just horrendous. Let me see here if I can find... Let's just change this one. But no, it does sound very pointless. And it just sounds like people are going to be going, why did we have to do this? And they're retro what they said about Captain America, how he just walked away and let everything happen all this time. Now they're trying to pull him back in, and I think they know they screwed up. They know it's bad. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man caught in an incursion involving the X-Men universe. I don't know. I still think Tobey Maguire is probably the best Spider-Man. Some people don't like that, but I think he's still the best Spider-Man. I think his first 3 movies were epic. I know some people didn't like number 3. I still think a lot of them are really good. Yeah, Doomcock does have a video on it. But no, I think it's pretty epic. I just don't want to react to too many videos on one stream. I have others to react to, like some police body cams or everything, but I was trying to just keep it down to one stream, even though I don't know. It just, I just don't think it's going to be that good, guys. And they are going to kill off a lot of the older characters. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, they don't want to keep paying him to come back. They want to kill off a lot of the older ones. Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, got to get rid of him. Tobey Maguire, get rid of him. They're going to get rid of some of the legacy people because maybe they're aging out and or because they don't want to keep having to come back. They're going to try to go, no, you got to go with our new stuff. Which, I hate to tell them this, didn't work real good for Marvel Cinematic Universe when they did it the first time. And that's why we're getting... that's why we're getting Iron Doom here. I don't know. It does seem... They do say, spoilers, they do say Deadpool survives. So, I don't know. So own Project Hail Mary. Yeah, it is a Hail Mary. Bring back Robert Downey Jr., but not as Iron Man. Bring back Chris Evans, but not as Captain America. Stuff dozens of fan favorite heroes in one movie, then kill them all. Yep, bring them back as different versions of themselves. And I hope audiences feel the same magic they felt during the Infinity Saga. Yep. For the last 7 years, I've been telling the straight white male audience to go F itself. They replaced legacy characters with diverse or female ones, and now they're asking us fans to forget what they did and come back for one more miracle play. I won't be catching this shit-covered football, will you? I'm betting it's going to be a huge draw. Will it make money? Yes. I'm going to say right now it's going to make money. Is it going to be an epic success on the Marvel level, like Phase 1 level, or maybe even Phase 2? No. Nope. I think they've burned way too many bridges. Too much good faith is gone now. And like I said, they've been telling all the men to go F themselves. I think it's going to make money. I think they're saying the budget is between 300 and 400 million. Then you add to that, your marketing is about equal, so 600 to 800 million. And then the theaters get about 35 to 40% of the take. You've got to clear maybe 1.3 to 1.6 billion to get this thing to make money. Is it going to make 1.3 to 1.6 billion? I think it might make a little over $1 billion. People are going to come for the nostalgia to see all the characters back, and they've got this build good enough where I think people are going to think this may be the best thing since sliced bread and or the Infinity Saga. But I want to see how it'll hold after the first week. The first week or two may be big, but it's that hold time. You know, like Top Gun Maverick and other movies that have done good hold after that first week and or gain. I'm going to say Doomsday Avengers after the first week or two will drop off. It will make money, but I'm not going to say it's going to be some epic success. A movie this expensive makes $1 billion. It's not like woohoo. It's going to be like, it damn well better make $1 billion. If it doesn't, they're fudged. Once again, take away the 30 to 40% the theaters get out of that. If it's let's say 300 million, marketing 600 million, you've got to make $1 billion at least to make money. It's kind of an uphill climb to become a huge blockbuster. I'm not seeing $2 billion, I'll tell you that. They would need almost $2 billion to make it a huge success. And I see different numbers. I see it cost between 300 and some people I'll say upwards of 500 million to make. If it made 500 million, if it took 500 million to make this thing totally, that means with marketing, you need to clear at least $1 billion just to fix that. But then you've got the 30 to 40% of the theaters are going to take. You have to clear 1.5 to almost 2 billion to actually make money. I don't think it's going to make 2 billion. I think it's going to make money, but I don't think it's going to be a huge money maker. I bet after a first week or two, unless it's epic, it's going to die off. Who's going to be the DEI character? Well, in this case, it's the DIE character. They're DIEing a lot of the people. And I think part of it is selfishness to try to inject their new characters, new storylines. The other part is some of these people are aging out a little bit. Spider-Man 3 was okay. I actually liked Peter Parker's personality with the black suit. Yeah. Yep. I didn't mind 3 as much as some people absolutely hated it. I didn't mind it. And if you look at some of the newer Spider-Man movies, I think 3 stands up better. It's just like anything. People didn't like the Star Wars prequels. Disney come along and said, hold my beer. And now people look at the prequels going, we actually had it pretty good back then. There's a lot of movies like that. Studios come along, screw it up. Now we can look back at older movies in the franchise, older TV shows, and things we didn't like. We're going, we actually had it pretty good back then. So, I didn't hate the Spider-Man 3 as much then as a lot of people, but I hate it even less now. Or I like it even more. I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it as little as some people did. Let's put it that way. True comic fans will pass on it. I am probably not going to go to the theater to watch this. I probably am not. Just like I didn't go see He-Man in the theater. No way I was going to spend money. They turned me off, and I forgot the guy who, Midnight's Edge. He's a huge He-Man Masters of the Universe. He did a video. Go look up Midnight's Edge video on He-Man. He went off about the He-Man movie. And admittedly, some people are like, well, I was never as big a fan, so it didn't hurt me as much. But those people got pissed off about Doctor Who and all their franchises being destroyed. If you really liked He-Man, you didn't go see that in a theater. I did not. If you look at some of the stuff in my room here, I have a original art of He-Man on Battle Cat over here with Snake Mountain in the background. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous metal art. It's beautiful. I didn't go see He-Man. My ringtone is He-Man Masters of the Universe from the original cartoon. Why make sure my ringer's off? We copyrighted. I didn't go see it. As soon as they said it's going to be, the first 30 minutes or so are going to be on Earth. And they showed the kitschy jokes and, oh, we got to get the gay black guy in there. Oh, no. So I didn't go see it. And I must say, you're probably right. True comic fans will probably not go. They're pissed off. They're tired of it. They know a lot of their favorite characters are just going to get offed. And they are worried. The story does sound like a shit sandwich. I mean, I think it does. It sounds like a shit sandwich. I mean, the whole Time Bureau being involved, which is a stupid use of Loki. Loki deserved a much better story than that. You have to realize there will also be people who will pass due to Sony PlayStation's announced. Oh, dude, isn't that a big thing? That is huge. Let's see if I can do this. See if it knows. All right. Oh shit. All right. Doomsday features an estimated total investment of $700 million. This is a massive figure. Consists of roughly $400 million production budget, additional $300 million allocated for marketing. Okay, let's go by their number. It's $700 million. This thing has to clear. When you add the movie theater cut in there, this thing must clear 1.1 to 1.3 billion easily. It must. So right here, yeah. I didn't read the rest. Experts estimate the film will need to clear 1.4 to 1.5 billion just to break even. Oh my gods. Holy crap. And I wonder if the VFX is going to be as good as the old ones. Once again, I keep using it as a litmus test. Go back and watch Fifth Element. 1996, I believe that was. Go watch The Fifth Element. It is gorgeous, even today. Why is it the effects now look a lot cheesier than The Fifth Element? It's crazy. 1.4 to 1.5 billion, and this is probably a low estimate. What if it's 800 million? What if it's 900 million? They usually hide these. A lot of these you find are very conservative estimates. So, woof. Let's see here. The budget is stated as 400. But even if you say that's only 300 million marketing, wow, that's a hill to climb. With pissing all over the fans all this time, all the bad movies, you can have superhero fatigue in there. It's not at its height. I think that's going to be a real rough hill. Real rough. You have to realize there will also be people who will pass due to, the Sony PlayStation. Yeah, the physical media thing. And I agree with a lot of people are saying it's not the biggest deal only that we're losing physical media, but it is a big deal. But DRM and the fact that they can program out you using your digital, make your digital movies, your digital game not work. You have to update your thing or it won't run, or they can just take it away and go, oh. It's like Sony took away a whole market where people already paid for something. They said, well, too bad you paid for this. It was yours, but not anymore. That's the scary part. We need consumer protections so they can't take something you pay for that is supposedly yours and then just go, pull the rug out, bye-bye. There's got to be some type of consumer protection because there's a lot of people that aren't buying physical media, probably never will buy physical media, but you should be able to still buy and own something. We got to do something about that. But I do buy a lot of stuff. I've shown my bookcase in the background. I do buy a good amount of physical media, stuff I really love, because of the fact we know they can pull stuff down, change libraries, take things off you may not see again for 10, 20 years, change it, edit it. So I don't know. Physical media is still decently popular. Some of the games are sold heavily in physical media still, so it's a big kick in the nuts. It's a big kick in the nuts. I'm not sure what's pissed people off more. The fact that they announced in, 2028, there's no more physical media, or the fact they already took down a couple stores full of stuff people bought and paid for. Just said, too bad. I think that may have been the bigger kick in the balls. I don't know as much as some of the people do, because I'm more of a past gamer. I don't game much. I haven't touched a game in a long time. But I do still follow a lot of gaming stuff, watch a lot of tournaments and stuff like that. And I saw this and like, this is bad juju. Bad juju. I don't know. I have followed, like a lot of people in certain areas of the internet who talk about, if you love your movie or your franchise, buy it on physical media. But don't support some of the studios. Buy it used if you can. Don't give them the money. I sense a coming rise in piracy. Oh, yeah. Oh, the piracy's come back. For a long time, piracy was rising. And then it had a huge fall off. And now it's making a big resurgence again. There's a lot of, matey, going on right now. Sailing them high seas. There's a lot of it starting to hype back up. One, people are tired of not being able to find everything on one platform. You gotta, this show is over on Apple Plus if you want to watch Foundation. Oh, Game of Thrones is on HBO Max. Oh, this show is on Hulu. Oh, this show is on Disney. Oh, this show is on Netflix. People are butt tired of that. Because no matter how good the streaming is right now, it's still not like changing a channel. If you didn't like it in the day or you don't like it, my dad still has DirecTV. You go out and just change the channel. It's not the same still. Trying to jump around and find or remember where everything's at. People are tired of paying for all the subscriptions. People are tired of all the rising costs. They're tired of having to jump around. When you sail on the seas, you can still find most of the stuff in one spot. And because they've made such crappy stuff, nobody wants to pay for crap. So there is a rise in the sailing the seas. And they've caused it themselves. I I don't know. I just think they've caused a lot of it. There is a coming rise. It's happening now. It's not coming. It's happening. You can look it up. There are videos out there on YouTube already talking about the fact that piracy has seen the Bay. People have been traveling to the Bay a lot more and other stuff because nobody wants to pay for shite. Look at Tron Ares. Come on. Horrid. Nobody wants to pay for crap. They want an exorbitant amount to pay for these streaming services, to pay for a lot of stuff. All over the place, so. It's not coming. It's happening now. People have been talking about it now for about 6 months or a year. How it's starting to come back. Didn't see it, but was there a recent Mortal Kombat movie any good? I don't know. I haven't seen it. So I'm not going to delve into it. I'm worried about it. I'm still a big fan of the 95 original. I think that was a great movie. Perfect for the time. Just cheesy enough. Just fun enough. Just good. And I still, come at me, bro. I think Johnny Cage was the hero of that movie. It wasn't Liu Kang. It was Johnny Cage. Because if Johnny Cage didn't go take out Goro, Liu Kang was done. That's it. Outworld would have won. Earthrealm would have been done. So yeah. I haven't seen it yet. I don't have the money to go throwing away. I can't claim it on my taxes yet. As in going and spending money on these things. I'll wait till it comes out on streaming. In fact, Project Hail Mary is on Prime now. And I'm probably going to watch it the next few days. I mean, I do the poor man's reviews. A lot of times I have to watch them when they come out and streaming. You know? At the bay. Sitting at the dock of the bay. Wasting time. Waiting for the streaming to come in, you know. The streaming tides. I do hope the Mortal Kombat movie was good. I don't know. I don't know. So we'll see. I'm going to have to, I'll talk about when I do watch it. But I'll probably watch Project Hail Mary the next week or so. And I've seen all the clips, seen some extended reviews. I don't care if somebody goes, oh my God, there's going to be spoilers. I don't care, because I can still watch the movie and turn that off in my head. A lot of people saying if buying isn't owning and pirating isn't stealing. You know? There's something to be said with that. If you pay for something and you don't own it, then how can you be stealing it? Do they own it? Where's ownership? If I buy this and own it, it's not mine. Just saying. Actually, what it is, they're setting up so corporations and government own everything. You'll own nothing and be happy. I don't think so. So, we'll see. The physical media thing, even if they just can't, if a lot of people aren't buying physical media, there got to be consumer protections on DRM and your rights to, if you pay for it, it's got to have access to you. Like when Sony closed down this store, I forgot the name of the store they closed down. A lot of people paid for a lot of crap on there. They said, nope, bye-bye. They should have told them, we're going to close it down in a month. You have this long to download and copy everything you paid for. They shouldn't be allowed to steal it. That is no different than stealing. That is no different than if I buy a physical version of a Blu-ray. I have Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan on Blu-ray. That's no different than Paramount sending somebody over to my house and going, yoink, bye-bye, and walking away with it. That is stealing it. That's why they don't want you to own, because they can just take it. So, yeah. Yeah, pirating isn't stealing. I don't know. It's, if they can pirate, why can you not? Isn't that what it is? Isn't it pirating? Maybe I'm simplistic and stupid. If you pay for something, they take it. That's pirating. They are, maybe, and took it and walked away from you. Or just outright theft. If they can outright thief, why can't you just borrow it and sail the sea? I don't know. They want to kill the used market and more and move everything to monthly subscription. Oh, of course they do. They want to be able to control everything you watch too. You like the movie Back to the Future. You pay to have it. You buy a streaming service to have it. They take it down and go, we'll put it back up in 10, 15 years. Ha ha. You may not be able to see it. And then we'll put it back up. Remember, Netflix got caught editing Back to the Future. Yep, changing stuff. They can change things. That's going to be crazy. If you own a disc, I already own one that's something like that. Stargate, SG-1. There are different versions of the original pilot of that. The original Showtime channel pilot has nudity and cussing in it. When they redid it for the DVD set, though, later on, they had to make it fuzzier. They downgraded to match the Sci-Fi channel. The first season or so of Stargate was a little edgy, especially that first 2-hour premiere. They removed the nudity, removed the language, toned it down. It's hard to find that version of Stargate SG-1, episode 1 now. I have it. I also have the DVD or Blu-ray set. Doesn't have that version. I think my brand new, the Blu-ray complete set I have has both versions, but they didn't. It's harder to get that. That's the same thing that could be happening when they remove our physical media. They can go, well, we don't want you to see this version now. Here's the version you're going to get. What's going to be real? What's going to change? You think the destruction of our great franchises, things we grew up with and loved and idolized and loved to watch is bad now? Imagine when we have no physical media, no right to physical media, no right to own it. They can change it, edit it, take it away. Good luck. They can change society by controlling our media 100% then. Yikes. It's not just the used market. They don't even want to waste time giving you an option to own something. They don't want you to own it. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. I'll go back to rabbit ears. That's why I have bought some stuff. I have bought a good amount of stuff. If I see it on sale, a super sale, yard sales, dude, I'll still buy DVDs for $1. I've been to yard sales where DVDs and even some Blu-rays are 50 cents. I'm like, yeah, give me that. What are your thoughts on all the AI facilities being built? What will it lead to? I will say I see the argument from, okay, we're going to move on to that. We'll do that real quick and we'll probably be out of here. I'm going to puff up. I'm going to make myself puffy here. Hang on a sec. Boing. This will be our last discussion. Sorry, there we go. I wanted something else. Where did I go? There it is. AI facilities. Okay. I understand different arguments on this. I don't want to borrow Tim Pool's fence. I know I make fun of him for it. He does do too much fencing. I do think that... Sorry, I'm trying to get my thing caught up. There we go. There we go. I understand that we can't let other countries like the Chinese, the Russians, certain other countries get ahead of us in that. If we lose the AI race, it is very, 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 very bad. We can't have somebody else beating us to major quantum computing. That much power, that much ability to create, to shape narratives, to just solve simple problems, to fix diseases, to, a lot of the things this is going to do. So I understand the argument, and I believe they are right that we can't let China get there first. If we just bury our heads in our asses and go, nope, or bury our heads in our anuses and go, nope, we don't want to do it, we will give up the country. I believe that. If China gets this fully going before us or gets much power, their AIs are way above ours, we're screwed. That said, I can see a coming catastrophe with the AI. Now, it will not affect me very much. I do use AI to help diagnose cars, give me some torque specs, but you've got to know something about the subject because I've caught AI being wrong. I was arguing with AI the other night on something. My wife was laughing. Something to do with Jeremy Clarkson. And I had some of the farming bullshit they got going on over there. How they put his cow down by a stupid test they do in the UK instead of what we do in America. If we suspect somebody's got this bovine TB, they blood test it. Not over there. Oh, pinch test. A pinch test that can be changed by somebody's hands being hot, cold, old, young, male, female, or just how hard they feel like pinching. They put his cow down. It was bull, and the AI wanted to argue with me. And when I called it out using the word specificity, not accuracy, it had to finally admit I was right. It's a bullshit test. Then what we do in America is much better. If you suspect it, we blood test right away. They don't do that there. Pinch test. His cow came back negative. They killed his cow that was pregnant with twins and come back later and showed him, yep, your cow didn't have it. Oopsie. And by the way, you're still under quarantine for 60 days. You know, we proved your cow wasn't infected. And we're going to come back in 60 days and do the same bullshit test on your cows. I argued with AI, and I came out near the end where AI had to admit I was right. You got to know AI can lie, depending on who programs it, what their slant is. Got to watch it. It can be wrong. But I think AI is going to decimate white-collar workers. Blue-collar can use as a reference, a tool, a lot more. White collars, it's going to take their jobs. You don't need a internet security and IT person when the AI can do it 1,000 times better. We're already seeing a lot of these AI call unit systems. You're going to have AI people. Look at the AI videos we've seen. You can sit there and make videos. I can make my thumbnail tonight with an AI pretty damn good. And I'm a dum-dum on giving prompts. Somebody that's really good with prompts. You can make music now. There are music I love to listen to by actual, openly admittedly, AI groups that I listen to and I love the music of. It's going to decimate music. It's going to decimate the film industry. It's going to decimate the video game industry. You're going to be able to program prompts and make a whole workable video game that is every bit as realistic and functional as a normal game today. You're going to be doing it like that. You're going to be able to talk to it and just tell it, do this, make Spider-Man and Batman working together to help Spencer Pratt win the election for governor of Louisiana, and I want to have Captain America be a bad guy in it. You're going to be able to do all this, and it's going to make it. White collar and a lot of these other jobs are going to go away. And I think they're slow walking it because if they just released it all right now, the world economy would collapse. There would be millions of people out of work. So where we're going with, I think they're going to slow walk it. And sooner or later, it's going to be out. There's going to be a lot of people. Learn to code ain't going to be it, bro. It's going to be learn to twist a wrench, learn to dig a hole, learn to farm, learn how to frame a house, roof a house. It's going to be the blue-collar jobs that the white-collar people are making fun of. Just learn to code, bro. You get to hand them a hammer, a rivet gun, a socket wrench, go, learn to wrench, bro. Learn to hammer, bro. Get them soft hands at digging, bro. That's what's going to happen. A lot of white collar. This is going to be a white collar apocalypse. You don't need HR. You don't need IT. You don't need a lot of game programmers. You don't need a lot of Hollywood celebrities. You can already do voices. They can do a voice that approximates anybody. Why pay somebody when an AI can do it for almost nothing? Maybe name recognition for a while, but what happens when people start to care about the names? I don't know this person. This person was 30 years ago. I don't know them. They don't care. You know? You don't need cameramen. You don't need grips. You don't need stuntmen. You don't need a lot of things. There's going to be a lot of people. Like, how about accountants? Accountants could get decimated by the math in AI. Some of these AIs can do insane math in milliseconds. And I'm just use the free versions. Can you imagine the paid versions? I've seen people like Pool and other people use the paid versions that are just epic. They can just enter a couple prompts and it makes a song, lyrics, everything is actually pretty good. The voices are super believable. So I think it's going to be nasty. If you guys are white collar, I feel for you. There's a shitload of white collar jobs that in the next 2 to 10 years are going to disappear. It's going to be a white collar apocalypse. The people like me being an auto mechanic, you ain't getting a machine to do that for a long time. I may be using it to help diagnose, but it ain't getting in there to fix stuff, move stuff, pull stuff, bend this way, bend that way, know the tips, know the tricks. It ain't going to be able to do it. A lot of times it's a listen, a feel. My job, plumbers' jobs, roofing, framing, building, concrete work. Those jobs are going to be pretty safe. White collars, fucked. And those people at McDonald's that keep bitching and bitching. Keep bitching and bitching. I want a living wage. We're probably going to end up with a universal basic income. But those with skills and physical skills and trades are gonna make way above the basic income. Way, way above. There's a reckoning coming where blue collar people may become the millionaires in the future. You're gonna need them. So there may be a reckoning coming. They've been crapping on a lot of blue collars for a long time, and this could just be the full reversal. So if that over answers your question, I'm sorry. Sorry, Joel. Might want to check if you still have that Stargate Season 1 DVD. Jax gave us some cash of a guy in cat toys. Jax would never sell Stargate. He would not do it. Now, maybe my Star Trek the Animated Series he might. But, yeah, I would bob his tail for that. I've heard horrible stories about environmental impacts. There's also some environmental impacts to some of this fiber optics lines are running now. The impacts I see on the facilities isn't so much environmental, except for sound and light. They have an insane amount of lighting around these things for security reasons. I mean, if you're going to have these things, you're going to need security around it. You can't let these things just be, you're going to have lights, and then also they're noisy. See, a lot of them make a huge, loud noise, cooling all these things. So that's the environmental I'm worried about. I don't think the groundwater thing is that real. From what I've gone through and studied, I don't see really contaminated water. Since a lot of them just recycle the same water. Just goes out through cooling areas, comes right back. They're not really sucking up tons of water like people like try to say. I can see not wanting them in the middle of your town, in your neighborhood, because of the noise and the light. Out in the country in the middle of nowhere, I can kind of get it. I just see the biggest problem we're going to have is the jobs. And what are you going to do with a lot of these soft white collar people? And what are you going to do with the people who, some of the low skilled wage people who work a lot of these jobs that AI can do better? The machines can make the burger. The little AI kiosk can be right there. Have a little video AI person walk up to the counter and you'll have a programmed AI just going, hi, welcome to McDonald's. And they won't get attitude. They'll get the order right probably more often. And they'll do it for pennies on the, I deserve $30 an hour to work at McDonald's. No, you don't. You don't deserve a living wage in a, beginning job position. An unskilled labor job. Sorry. Get a skill. Learn. But what do we do with the people who aren't capable of it? Some people working at McDonald's is the highest skill. I'm not trying to pick on McDonald's. But I'm just saying, some of these unskilled jobs is about as skilled as some people are going to get. So, I don't know. I think there is some impacts, but I think most of it's light and sound, the congestion of space, and maybe energy usage. But that's why we need to go nuclear. Solar ain't going to do it. Wind ain't going to do it. No, cheap, ready power is nuclear. It's the only way to go. And I think sooner or later, I think you're going to start seeing nuclear plants be approved. Because they're going to need the power. And that's how you win. You have to have power and to run these facilities. I don't know if that helps at all, but I think power, I think you're going to see nuclear plants getting approved. If they don't, oh boy, you better get a lot of coal fire plants running. Because wind and solar ain't going to cut it. So, there's a lot of horror stories. Don't fall for all the horror stories. Some of it's true. I see it's not water contamination. They don't do that. But simple energy usage, sound, and all the lights. So that's the big one. I mean, I think here, let me see if I can find it. Is that it? There we go. Here, let's go here. See if I can find it. Man, excuse me. All right, this is one here, I think. Here's one from a month ago. White noise. I mean, they talk about them all the time. This is from 3 months ago. Here, let's take a look.
At Grainger, we have over...
Let Grainger do their thing.
Including the ones that help keep your workplace safe.
I like Grainger.
County is known as the data center capital of the world, but residents who live like this right here.
That's in the middle of town, and it's that loud.
Yeah, that hum, that noise, no matter what time of day since
They
last
get to you.
year.
Look at that thing.
This is the reality, according to some of our neighbors, leaders.
So all the sound's going to carry that.
Sound she hears around a clock isn't so loud.
It's a northern wind, so all the sound's going to carry that way. If you walk around that side of the data center, you will hear how loud we hear it all the time.
It's hard to
all the time. That can get very annoying.
Avoid it when you're playing. Could be
not only annoying, deck on
There's
our house,
videos I see worse.
and we don't like sitting outside anymore. We don't like being outside.
This data center complex
Dude,
is
that
the
thing
first
is
in the
right
county
there.
to generate its own power using 8 natural gas turbines 24/7 instead of connecting to the grid.
It's a disaster to have these power plants anywhere near residential areas.
Loudoun County officials are well aware of the number of complaints about data center noises. They are now holding internal conversations to figure out ways to help mitigate this issue.
We can change the zoning ordinance. We can change the noise ordinance.
That just means move it somewhere else. And you got to be careful not putting it too close to farms because it could affect the farm animals. I know I don't have it. You guys can't see it. I got it puffed up, but you can hear it. That's the sound we're looking for. I purposely did not change my sound, my setting that time. Hang on. Let me see if I can find another one here. I mean, there's a couple others that are, I don't know if somebody amps these up maybe too, but here's a new data center. This is from 3 months ago. Did I just do that one? No, I did that one. Okay, let's see what this one. They're going for the sound.
Since Microsoft started constructing Mount Pleasant to the noise.
So you're not anti-data center?
No. Earlier this month, started invading their homes.
That's just a high-pitched drone sound.
I can hear it inside my house, and that's what
started invading their homes.
That's just a high-pitched
She was talking over
drone sound.
I can hear it inside my house, and that's what concerns me.
This is where, as far as
yeah, that's bad. When certain pitches go through your walls, Carrie, you can't get rid of it. You wake up, and you're like my dehumidifier in the other side of my basement, clearing the laundry room, through a doorway and everything. Sometimes that sound, it'll shut off and my ears go, oh, thank God. And it's 25, 30 feet away from me in another room. It'll shut off and I'll be watching it and my ears will go, whoa. Then I'll realize it's my dehumidifier. That sound, certain sound levels. So if they're doing it, ooh,
our ears can tell the sound is coming from. Microsoft's project website behind construction because he knew it was temporary. The first center
here you
because
can
he
hear
knew
it in the
it was
background. But she keeps talking over it like crazy, worse than I do. But you hear in the background, That would be nuts.
Temporary, but as the first center gets close to completion. So you're concerned that this noise could be more long. Centers in Mamdani facility, and they're investigating the root cause. Vehicles is limited, gotten a response. If it's like this,
she never shuts up and lets you hear it. You can hear it in the background. "Ah." She just doesn't shut up and let you hear it for a second. There's Bloomberg 7 months ago. See if they let you hear it. No.
Hard.
No. But no, you can find videos everywhere. There's videos all over how some of these things sound. It's like woof. And them sucking up all the utilities. That's why these things better have their own generation, or we have nuclear power plants. All right. For the it's mostly sound environmental, sound and stuff like that. Wait until something like a Stuxnet gets in those data centers, dude. That's the danger. You put so much into one thing, all it takes is one little person to get in there and clusterfuck it. It's just like cars. You make cars into computers, they can be hacked. They can go wrong. Somebody can steer you into traffic. Any car that will steer itself, park itself, self-drive, can be turned into a weapon. And there are almost zero firewalls or protections on these vehicles. And if you have cars hooked up through all these, telemetrics things, let's say you have 10,000 cars sold by Ford that have telemetrics in them. Somebody hacks into that, they can steer 10,000 vehicles into trees or each other if they want. Take over your car. Remember, they have the kill switches now. The police can shut them off, turn them on. They can make the car drive you to jail in some vehicles. Make it just leave you somewhere and drive itself somewhere else so you can have your car. Imagine that much power in either a government's hands or some, as you said, hacker. Whoa. And our data centers? Yeah. Yep. It's a problem. We just hope our nerds are smarter than their nerds. Or our AIs are smart enough to get caught up. So yeah, 100%, Jay Watterson, 100%. I don't know, I hope that answers a little bit, Joel. But I see it more as a sound and visual environmental problem. It's not like it's, making the water dirty like some people say. It doesn't do that. No more than laying down our fiber optic cables everywhere. Fiber optics do have some environmental impact. I admit I do love my fiber optic, though. Sorry, Riker was down here. I think he's got to go potty. And I've drank 2 energy drinks, so I'm going to have to go myself here in a little bit. But yes, it is 2:09 a.m. my time. If you haven't, please give me thumbs up for the stream. Thanks for stopping in, guys. I don't know if I'll have time to stream today, but I'm going to try. If not, I'll try to do little bits, at least on my phone. But thanks for coming in, guys. Thanks for asking the questions. Thanks for hanging out with me. And if you haven't, please just give me a thumbs up on the stream. Oh, she's up. Oh, boy. Riker ran up to wake my wife up because I wasn't taking him out. He came down to ask. Oopsie. Oopsie, I wasn't quick enough, so I hear somebody upstairs getting up to let him out. Rats. I see 3 thumbs up, guys. Come on, at least give me a couple more. Up top chat. Why did it do that? I hate that. YouTube, stop doing that. But yeah, you're right, guys. Stuxnet and everything else is going to cause a cluster. But thank you guys for being here tonight. I appreciate it. It was great. Let me go to the chat and see if I can get that link in there. This is the video we watched right there. Go give them a watch. Give them a subscribe. I think you'll enjoy a lot of them. It's not all tongue-in-cheek like that much, but they're great videos to watch. So give them one. Watermelon, cantaloupe, or honeydew? Cantaloupe. Cantaloupe. Can't elope at all. I love cantaloupe. We have muscatine melon here in this country, this area. Muscatine mushmelon, they call it. Or muskmelons. But yeah, Muscatine, Iowa is known for epic ones. Muscatine, Iowa has epic melons. So, yep. Yeah, we don't serve their kind. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here and go get yelled at by my wife because the dog got her up when I'm supposed to be taking him out this time of night. But I appreciate you. Thumbs up, please. Share the channel if you think anybody will enjoy any of this craziness. And I know I've been all over the place, but you know what? I feel like talk about what I want to talk about. And you guys, thank you for hanging out, participating, and steering things a little bit sometimes. And I will talk to you later. Don't know what happened to Rumble, but Rumble didn't have glitches when YouTube did. Weird how that works. I'll bet it's when I booted my VPN. Rumble doesn't recover. You guys said YouTube glitched. I bet Rumble said, I give up. All right, stay safe. Jay Watterson, you too. Thank you, Joel. Thank you, Andrew. I know you probably finally fell asleep, bud. Glad I could be your sleeping pill. Thank you, Jim Patterson. Thank you to the lurkers. Thank you to the few people that were on Rumble when it crashed. I will remember not to turn my VPN off while streaming. And I'll remember next time I do a mobile stream, put the Bluetooth earphones in first, get them connected, then you do your stream. Because then it works. Have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. And I will talk to you possibly later today. It's 2:13 a.m. my time. It'll probably be 3:30 or 4 before I hit the bed. And I will talk to you later. Appreciate it. I am horrible at leaving. Because if I didn't need sleep, I would just sit here and chit-chat with you guys forever. Or that and my bladder. All right. See ya. I am out of here this time. I swear.